are made with genuine silver and copper. Coins are valuable and unique. There are 20 plus patriotic designs, and they add 2 new designs every month. We're collecting them. You should collect them right along with us. They make great stocking stuffers, birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, etc. And Disney Coins is giving 10% profits back to conservative causes and organizations, those that are meaningful to you. So go to DisneyCoins.com. Please go to DisneyCoins.com. That is our partner for the day. Support Disney Coins. Support a patriotic company. Also, support Made in America company like RSBN, Right Side Broadcasting. We could not do this without you. You guys are incredible. We are going to re-elect this president with your support. Please go to rsbnetwork.com/donate to support us. rsbnetwork.com/donate. You can mail checks to our physical address, 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. You can also donate via Super Chat, which I'm about to read off right now. We got Mary, thank you for your Super Chat. We got a new member, Esther. Another Super Chat from Kathy. We got a Super Chat from Bandman, I think I said that right. Melody, thank you for your Super Chat. Raj, thank you for your Super Chat. We appreciate everyone that has tuned in today. Got another one from Steppenwolf. Says, God bless y'all, RSBN. We love you. We love you too. We love every single one of you. Make sure that you subscribe to RSBN. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, like, share, and I'm going to let Father Frank wrap this bad boy up. Father Frank, go ahead and bring us home.
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Joe. Thanks to the whole team. And listen, friends, we got to win this election, and that means the rally continues. I want to invite you to connect with President Trump's army. Go to Team Trump on Instagram, Team Trump on Twitter, Official Team Trump on Facebook, and this is where you can get day by day the best talking points and best tools to bring this race home. You know what? We got to win the House. We got to win the Senate to save this country and the White House. You can connect with me also on Twitter and Instagram and Parler, FR Frank Pavone. That's for Father Frank Pavone, FR Frank Pavone. And I love to keep in contact with you. And finally, brothers and sisters, aside from all the accomplishments of this president, we need to tell our friends, we need to tell our fellow citizens that this is just a nice guy. He has virtues of kindness, generosity, compassion, and he has shown that through all his life. He has shown that as president. This man is a good man. Don't let anybody try to say, oh yeah, maybe he made these accomplishments, but I have concerns about him as a person. He is a great person. Like the Lord said, a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. And boy, has he borne good fruit for our country. So thank you, Mike. Thank you all.
1 second. Yeah, they couldn't hear us because the music is just absolutely blaring. Hey, you guys wanted to hear YMCA. You heard it. You got to hear YMCA, guys. So for those of you that couldn't hear, we want to thank every last one of you for tuning in, supporting us at Right Side Broadcasting. We're almost entirely viewer funded, almost entirely viewer supported. Go to rsbnetwork.com/donate. Send us to President Trump's next rallies. He's in Pensacola tomorrow, tonight. Sorry, he's in Pensacola tonight. And then tomorrow, he's in Wisconsin, he's in Ohio, and in North Carolina. Sunday, he's in New Hampshire. And then on Monday, he's in Pennsylvania twice. And then on Tuesday, he's in Michigan again. And then he's in Nebraska, and then somewhere else in the Midwest. But guys, over the next 10 days, this man's probably doing 100 rallies. And we would like to send a correspondent and a cameraman, if not 2, to each one of those. And that can only happen with your support. Go to rsbnetwork.com/donate. You can also mail a check to our physical address, 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. Do it. Support us on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you get notified every single time we go live. It is crucial. We got 10 days, 11 days, 10 days, somewhere in the middle, to re-elect this president and save our sovereign nation-state republic, the United States of America. Can we get President Trump taken off here before we throw it back to Joe in the studio? We're going to get this going, man. We're going to win this bad boy. Look at our great president. Look at all these patriots out here. They're not leaving until he leaves. We're following him everywhere he goes, whether he's in Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida, Wisconsin, Minnesota, or the White House, or Walter Reed Medical Center. We are following this president. We stick with him because he sticks with us. We support him because he supports us. The first president in my lifetime to never start a war, lower taxes. All of the world's worst people hate him. And that's why we love him, because he stands with we the people. He stands up to this country. Lowest black unemployment, lowest Hispanic unemployment, Asian unemployment. We're going to re-elect Donald J. Trump in 11 days. If you live in the great state of Florida, get out there and vote for this man. Look at him. He's on his way right now to Pensacola, Florida. He never sleeps. God bless you. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America. Back to you, Joe.
All right, you're looking at a live shot now from Pensacola, Florida, where our correspondents are standing by. Our correspondents are standing by. We have Liz Willis and Philip Torino, a new correspondent that's joining our team. We appreciate all of you watching. If you're still watching this on the Villages stream, please head on over to the Pensacola stream. This is going to be a big rally tonight. We can't wait for it. We can't wait to show you our new correspondent. Zoe is also here, Zoe Bethel. So we got three ready to go as President Trump is now in the air and headed this way. So stand by for just a minute, and we'll have live action on the ground in Pensacola. Thank you all so much. Appreciate your support.
everybody, and welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I am one of your hosts for this evening's event. My name is Liz Willis. I'm going to hand the microphone off in just a second for my co-host to introduce himself, but I want to say we are live from Pensacola, Florida, here for President Trump's first prime time speech since last night's presidential debate, which I think he nailed. but it's going to be an exciting time here today, so stay tuned. We're going to talk you through everything in just a moment. Without further ado, though, I am going to let Zoe introduce herself and then introduce the new guy. So,
thank you, Liz. Well, I'm happy to be here once more. I'd like to say that Trump is visiting right here in my neighborhood, which is about 45 minutes from home base. My daughter joined me, and along with my sister, but I'm excited to be here with also Philip, a new addition to Right Side Broadcasting Network, but as well ready to hear from President Trump tonight. I'm sure he'll be addressing a lot of things regarding the debate last night. But again, yes, really happy to be here. And Philip, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thanks so much, Zoe and Liz. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. It's great to be with all of you. I'm so excited to be able to bring you uninterrupted coverage of President Trump's rally here in Pensacola, Florida. It is a packed crowd behind me. There's a lot of people who are fired up and passionate, ready to see the President of the United States in the panhandle of the state of Florida. It's going to be a great time.
thank you, Philip. Great job. Friendly reminder, President Trump is speaking at 7 p.m. We can expect some of the pre-speakers to be live any minute now. They generally start about 2 hours before, to an hour shy of President Trump taking the stage. In the meantime, we're going to be explaining to you what's going on in the world, what's going on in politics, and what you can expect with this rally, as well as what the Trump campaign is doing right now. We are 11 days out from the presidential election, and it is an uphill battle from here. We want to say thank you to everyone who has supported us so far. It means the world that we're even at this point, but this is crucial. This is so important right now. We need your support truly now more than ever. This is getting insane. I'm going to pull up my notes really quickly because there's no way I can say these rallies without messing up. The Trump campaign has, let me pull them up, stand by, but the Trump campaign has truly outdone themselves this time. President Trump is going to be campaigning harder and bigger than any president in the history of elections. We have 2 rallies today. The first one was in the Villages, Florida. President Trump took the stage at 4:41 p.m. We're expecting him to take the stage here in Pensacola, Florida around 7 p.m. Tomorrow, we have 3 rallies back-to-back, starting in North Carolina, then Ohio, and then Wisconsin. This is going to be the first official triple campaign rally day of the 2020 presidential election for President Trump, so we are diving in full force. On Sunday, we have Londonderry, New Hampshire. We then have 2 on Monday, and back to a triple rally day on a Tuesday. So let me count that up really quick. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 rallies in 4 days. 11 rallies in 4 days. This is insane. Keep in mind it costs between $5,000 to $7,000 to send RSBN to each rally, and we are viewer funded. We need your support. We need your donations now more than ever, because our goal, and we really don't even care if it kills us at this point, is to get to every single rally. Our CEO, Joe Seals, has been a master scheduler at this point, working with all our schedules, getting the camera, the equipment, and the correspondence to each of these rallies, and just trying to make it work. The reason we have to do this is because nobody else is doing it. There is a void when it comes to media coverage of President Trump's rallies, and somebody's got to do it. This is where we, as the American people and citizens, have to stand up and be independent journalists in a sense, and just go out there and fight for America. We have 11 days left. Your donations allow for us to make this happen. There are a number of ways you can donate to Right Side Broadcasting Network. The first way is via the YouTube live chat. That is essentially just a chat room on YouTube. If you're signed in on a computer or on the app, you'll be able to click live chat. It's a lot of fun just to interact, whether you're donating or not. But if you'd like to donate that way, just click the bottom right-hand corner. There's a $sign. You can donate absolutely any amount. Your name will then come up in the YouTube Super Chat. It's a lot of fun. We'll be shouting those out in just a minute. The second way you can donate is via our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. And finally, the third main way you can donate is a non-electronic form of donation. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. I know you guys are going to have questions. I'm getting overwhelmed in a great way about how you guys can donate, how you can support us, and get us to each of these rallies. We have hundreds of millions of view counts on these videos. We have hundreds of thousands watching live when we go live at these events, and it is a testament to how many people want to watch these. So thank you for making it happen. We're going to switch mics really quick. Give me a quick second. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Liz. And really quick, while they're switching mics, just wanted to remind everybody tomorrow, an early start tomorrow in Lumberton, North Carolina. Our broadcast will begin at 9 a.m. So we're going to be doing 3 tomorrow from Lumberton, North Carolina, Circleville, Ohio, and Waukesha, Wisconsin. So a triple header tomorrow.
Thank you.
on RSBN.
We are just working on getting our mic fixed, but hopefully everything is better now. Thank you. Thank you. So the crowd here has been incredible, so supportive of Right Side Broadcasting Network. We love to see it. Like I was saying, moderators, thank you for being here. Drop those addresses in the chat room. Let's get those donations coming through. It was a slow day earlier in the villages. Not really sure why, but we're dedicated to making up for that this morning. We're going to get those donations. These rallies so we can continue to keep fighting. Our goal is to get President Trump elected 4 more years. America needs 4 more years. The world needs 4 more years for President Trump in the White House. I'm going to toss it over to Zoe really quick to talk about our partners a little bit more, and then you get to hear from Philip, his essential big debut. This is Philip's first rally. We're very excited to have him. He's one of the youngest on our team, but one of the most professional as well. So it's really cool to see younger talent, even though you're towering over me right now. But it's awesome. Very professional. We love the outfit, and we're excited to have people from all ages and backgrounds here with us today. Zoe?
Thank you, Liz. So again, the ways that you all can support us is through what Liz just said, through the many ways through YouTube, through our website, but also our sponsor, Disney Coins. These coins are made by the American people for the American people, and actually they produce different designs every 3 different designs, I would say, every 3 or every month. So these coins are good for any type of gift. For Christmas is coming up, for your family. It's actually a good reminder for the great time it is to be an American. It's a great time right now being under President Trump. Disney Coins is not only, it comes in silver, I believe copper is one of another styles that you can get it in, but there's all types of patriotic designs that you guys can get that in. But show your support, and you can go buy these coins on Disney, DISME coins.com. Again, that's DISME coins.com. Show your support. Give this to a friend, family member. Again, a great reminder for the great time that we're living in under President Trump. So, Philip, this is your first time. You're not necessarily new to politics, I would say. It's actually my first time being introduced to Philip himself. So, Philip, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what you're involved in, and tell me how you got involved.
Well, thank you, Zoe. I really appreciate it. I've loved politics a long time. Since I was very young, it's been something I've been passionate about. Probably all started with watching the media. It became something I took a liking to. That and history were 2 things I was very strong in. And most students, they end up playing sports and things like that. But I was in other activities such as political science club and mock trial and Model United Nations organization. So I was interested in other things, and politics happened to fall right in line with what I was interested in. I love history, I love politics, 2 things I'm very passionate about. So I'm excited to be able to do this as a branch off of, experiencing more in the political world, specifically media now, and I think it's going to be great. And I can't wait to learn more about media as we, continue to hit the road and do all this for RSBN, but most importantly, do it for President Trump so that he gets reelected in November.
Thank you so much, Philip. So, with everything going on, President Trump, he is experiencing a lot of hardship because of a lot of the policies that he's trying to enforce. So what would you say, for example, what would be one of those policies that kind of intrigued you to be supportive of him?
Well, I think it all goes back to the last presidents that we've had. The famous thing that you hear when people talk about Trump is that he isn't presidential. Well, what do we define presidential as? Because we've had presidents who haven't been able to accomplish much, but rather they sat in the office for 8 years. So I think President Trump, when I liked him back in 2015 when he first started running, he was the person who I put my support behind because I saw where we were going as a country, where politicians were taking us, their ineptness to be able to perform for the people who elected them. So that's why I like President Trump. The things that he puts in place, not necessarily do people like, but it's what the country needs, and that is what we have seen as the country takes off. I mean, it's been like a rocket since he got elected, whether it's the economy or crime is down, or illegal border crossings, you name it. Everything that he's pretty much said in 2016 he was going to do, he upheld his end of the deal, and he kept his promises. And ultimately, what we're seeing is a vibrant, great country because of it.
Exactly. You're exactly right about that. And it actually takes me back to fun fact. 2015 was the first time I attended my first at the time, Trump rally, and it was right here in Pensacola. And I didn't even know what to expect when I came, but afterwards we received a reposting on Trump's social media of the selfie that we took, and it was just funny the response that we saw after the picture got reposted, because people were baffled and they were surprised, and they said that we were paid actors to go attend this rally. And for me, coming into this so new, I had no idea what to expect as far as the reaction that I would get as someone with my skin tone, with my melanin, and seeing how people responded negatively because they just were so confused as to why an American, would support someone who is actually for America. So it's really amazing to see where we are now and see how he's kept the momentum going, and people are starting to realize that this is what America needs right now, even though you may not agree with everything he says or does, but is exactly what we need. And you're starting to see these manifestations on the left. You're starting to see these manifestations in these liberal cities because people are not patriots, okay? They're not true Americans, okay? So this is why you're starting to see the fight more than ever. And we have 11 more days to go. 11 days to go. We need to get our president re-elected so that we can continue with 4 more great years, and all of the plans that he has already rolled out. The Platinum Plan for African Americans, this is something that is promising. This is something that we have been asking for, honestly, for all this time, and it's here, and he's offering this, but you just got to get out and you got to vote for him. So it looks like the first speaker is announced, so give us one.
For today's invocation.
Here. Woo! We have a statewide initiative that we're doing called Ballots and Believers. This coming Sunday morning, we're asking all pastors across the state to encourage your congregation to leave church this Sunday and go out and vote. We believe that the believers in this country this year can make a difference. 4 years ago, you stayed home, you didn't vote. This year, you need to go out and vote for the right platform. The Bible says that faith without works is dead. So we got to have faith in God, but we got to do our work. And our work as Christian citizens is to vote. And as far as I'm concerned, there's only one way to vote: for the President of the United States 4 more years. Amen. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to pray, because the Bible says, pray like it all depends on God, and then work like it all depends on us. So let's do our best. Let's pray and ask God to do something in this country. We're at a crossroads. Let's ask God to do something in this country miraculous. Donald J. Trump with 4 more years. Father, I thank you so much that you've given us this opportunity as men and women to stand up and voice our opinion on what we believe is right. And Lord, we believe it's right to stand up for the preborn. We believe it's right to stand up for the ability to stand and preach and teach the Word of God in freedom. We believe that it's right for us to be able to defend ourselves. We believe that it's right for us to go out and work and earn and see this country grow economically. So, Heavenly Father, we pray that you'd bless this nation. God, give us a power, a strength to continue to move forward as we have always been, men and women that believe in you and trust in you and put the right people in office. God, we pray for our president. Bless him, I pray. Protect him, I pray. And God, bless this meeting tonight. May it bring honor and glory to you, and may it encourage us to go out and do what we need to do, to vote. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome to the stage Lisa Hillard for our nation's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless America.
Please welcome to the stage Michelle Salzman, candidate for State House District 1.
That wasn't a very good welcome. Let me hear you again. Come on, guys. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, it is a great day to be an American, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is. I hear that. You hear that? Y'all know what that sound is, right? So, I'm Michelle Salzman. I am your Florida House candidate for District 1, and I am here to tell you that you need to get out and vote. Yes, yes. You know, Pensacola is America's first settlement. A lot of people don't know that, but we need to, oh, he is so fine. We need to be reminding everybody of that. We are America's first settlement. That means that our conservative roots run deep. Our conservative values are decades, generations deep. Every single one of you, we need you. Every single one of you out here. Trump cannot do this alone. He needs you. He needs teachers. He needs business owners. He needs the nonprofit leaders. That's right. He needs the parents, the moms, the dads, the children. You have to get out and vote. You got to go vote. You have to go vote for Donald Trump. He needs you. Yes, that's right. Y'all, this is so exciting. I am on a national stage, and I am so excited. I am so excited. Y'all, let's go ahead and do a quick chant. I want everybody blocks away to hear y'all. Are you ready? 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. That's right. Yes. Woo! That's right. Awesome. That's right. Woo! All right, guys. I'm going to get off the stage and let the real representative get up here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you. First of all, if y'all voted for me in the primary, yes, I appreciate you even more. You guys, that's right. God bless Pensacola. God bless America. And God bless Donald Trump.
Please welcome to the stage Florida State Representative Alex Andrade, representing District 2.
I'll see you. Hey, good evening, everybody. Before I say a few words, I wanted to ask you all a favor. I have a bet going with one of my Democrat friends here in town. And I told him, oh, no, that's right. You can still be friends with Democrats. You just got to beat them on November 3rd. I told him that the energy and enthusiasm for President Trump tonight was going to be so loud and so energetic, we were going to wake up Sleepy Joe Biden in his basement. So that was good. That was good. But I'm going to ask y'all a question, and based on the response, I'm going to know if I won that bet. Who here in this crowd today is willing to stand up and shout that they stand with our men and women in law enforcement? All right, so based on that response, I think I won the bet. If I can split up the steak dinner about 15,000 different ways, I'll make sure to pay y'all back. I remember in 2015, a businessman in New York City rode down some golden escalators to tell the American people he was sick and tired of the same do-nothing politicians making the same empty promises and getting nothing done. He gave a voice to the now not-so-silent majority who were sick and tired of being told that they should hate America, they should be ashamed of our history, and they should be embarrassed of our success. I remember President Obama saying, "You didn't build that." And thank goodness we have President Trump. That works. Thank goodness we have President Trump talking about bringing manufacturing, talking about bringing trades back to American shores. And who else here remembers when he said, "We're going to win so much, you're going to say we're tired of winning"? Based on the response so far, based on the energy so far for little old me, I think no one here is tired yet of winning. I am so excited. We have a president right now who saved our American dream from the brink of extinction. Did y'all know that President Trump recently got China to buy American rice? He's winning so much, he's selling rice to China. Now, in contrast, because we're here during an election, His opponent, Joe Biden's most famous export is no, not his son, Hunter Biden. His most famous export was when he and President Obama shipped hundreds of millions of American taxpayer dollars to our enemies in Iran. By contrast with taxpayer dollars, we've seen a president the past 4 years who's managed to get more women in the workforce than any time in American history. More minorities in the workforce than any time in American history. He's kept his promise even when several presidents before him couldn't. He moved and recognized the capital of Israel to Jerusalem. And I can't compare to Congressman Gaetz, and he's the one fighting with those pundits. But when those pundits were crying foul and saying it was going to cause all this strife in the Middle East, you know what President Trump managed to do with all that winning? He brought peace to the Middle East for the first time in my life. You guys, I've wasted a lot of y'all's energy, but just really quick, if we can just keep it down for 1 second, I have two questions. Who knows that President Trump has our veterans' backs? You guys don't have to listen to me. I'm a state representative. Who knows that President Trump loves our military? This is the first president in my lifetime who hasn't gotten us engaged in another foreign war because he loves our military so much. Now, that's why I'm so excited to have the best president in my lifetime to be in my hometown tonight. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex Andrade. I'm the state representative here in Pensacola. And because I represent this area, I know we love our college football in Pensacola. I remember last week, was it a few days ago actually? Time's kind of flying right now, when Bobby Bowden actually beat COVID just so he can tell America to vote for President Trump. And since it sounds like we're all college football fans here, we also know that you don't fire your head coach when he's winning you national championships. And you definitely don't replace him with a man who hasn't won a game in 47 years and can't come out of his basement. So, if y'all agree with me that we're not tired of winning just yet, we need you to run through that finish line. We need every single America-loving, Constitution-following, God-fearing voter in Pensacola and the Panhandle to vote before November 3rd. Vote early. Get out there. And not just get out there, get your friends and your family and everyone in your phone book out there to vote with you, because we need President Trump back in office. I know the Panhandle, we're in the Central Time Zone. If the Eastern Time Zone can keep it close, we can bring it home in the fourth quarter. And we can save our country from the socialism that the Democrat Party now espouses. So I appreciate y'all for bringing the energy. I appreciate you guys for helping me win that bet against my Democrat buddy. Go out and vote. God bless, and God bless President Trump. Thanks, y'all.
Please welcome to the stage Florida State Senator Doug Broxson.
I want to ask you one serious question. Are you proud to be an American? I want to ask it again. Are you proud to be an American? One more time. I want them to hear it all over the nation, especially up north and out west. Are you proud to be an American? Now I have a less question that disturbs me and you. Do you think Vice President Biden and Harris will change this country to people that hate America, that don't believe in America, that's willing to see us go to the bottom around the world. Well, I want you to know something. All you people out there, get ready. Those people in New York, Michigan, Illinois, California, New Jersey are coming to Florida. You know why? You know why they're coming to Florida? Because they can't stand the way that they're treated where they are. Can you believe a governor or a mayor would let your business burn to the ground? If you come to Florida, we will protect your business. And those poor folks that lost their businesses, I guess they're going to have to shop at Walmart. Let me say one thing that Representative Andrade said that I think is so important. It may be the most important thing that's happened. President Trump stood up for Israel. Some presidents will be remembered in history for what they did. President Trump will be remembered in eternity for what he did. Three years ago, Donald Trump came to Pensacola about the same time. He didn't drop by to fill up his jet. He dropped by because this is the most important spot in Florida for him to win Florida. President Bush came about 10 days before the election. He came here because he knew if he carried the Panhandle, he would carry Florida. Governor DeSantis came here to carry Florida. Jimmy Patronis, Panama City boy, came to Pensacola because he knew if he carried his home area, he would win Florida. So now it's up to us. You've got to get out and vote. You've got to get your neighbor out to vote. We've got to get everyone to go out and vote for a man who's going to be, his memory will be in eternity for blessing Israel. I believe that. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless Donald Trump.
Please welcome to the stage Commissioner Jerry Carl, Republican nominee for Alabama's 1st Congressional District.
All right, we got any Alabama fans out there? Let's hear it. From the great state of Alabama, I say welcome. And thank you for coming together for this great event. I see you on the back row. Hey, Fred. Thank y'all so much. And it is such an honor to stand here and give positive words about our president. He has done an incredible job. And I'm here to talk about it very briefly. My background is pure business. I've been in business my entire life. I got tired of seeing things the way they were done under the Obama administration. So I got involved. And I spent 4 years as an elected official under Biden and Obama. And I'm telling you, it's no fun. It's all about no. It's all about you can't. It's all the negatives you can come up with. They told us that the jobs they shipped overseas. And my whole reason for getting involved in politics was to help create jobs for the veterans. We got any veterans in here? Raise your hands up. Thank God for our veterans. Thank you. We're able to assemble today because of these veterans. And remember that, please. But I got involved for that very reason, because it's about jobs, and I got frustrated under the Biden-Obama administration. Then comes along Donald Trump. And Donald Trump steps up. We have steel mills in Mobile. I'm from Mobile County.
We have steel mills that were beginning to shut down because the Chinese were flooding the market. The Obama-Biden administration had just sold us out to China. But Trump stepped up and he started putting tariffs on it. Our steel industry came back up. Our airport, thank you, our air industry over there, we assemble a lot of neat, cool aircraft. We started assembling more aircraft because he helped us with tariffs on that. He helped us with the ships. We built some real cool, fast boats called Also Ship, and we are very proud of those vessels. Yeah, thank you. And what did Trump do? Trump helped us get more contracts, and we're able to turn out more ships. I have served as an elected official under both administrations, and I'm telling you, there is no comparison anywhere. That is the easy part. Let me tell you what the hard part is, and I'm going to close on this because I don't want to take up much time. You have got to do your part in this election. You are the foot soldiers. You are the ones that knock on doors. You're the ones that make the phone calls. You're the ones that call your family in other states, not just Escambia County or Mobile County or here in Pensacola. I'm everywhere across the South. We and the nation, we've got to rally our people to get out and vote. Vote early. Vote early if need be, but get out and vote. Uh-oh, I'm being upstaged. My name is Jerry Carl, and I'd appreciate it. Stand with Trump. What can I say?
Please welcome to the stage Florida Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Patronis.
Good evening, Northwest Florida. I had to do something here for a minute just because I'm so proud of these two little knuckleheads. This is my son Theo. He's age 12. And this is my son Johnny. Give him a round of applause. All right, look at Mama. All right, now get out of here. You know, this race, don't worry, the plane's not here yet. But I tell you, all right, that's the beast right there. Can you, for those of y'all can see it, can you see it? The doors on that thing are this thick. It's amazing. But you know, you think about what it carries. It carries the single leader of the whole free world. And talking about, he is not, he's humble. There was back in December, I got a chance of a lifetime. And I got to fly on Air Force One. And I'm sitting there, I'm shaking. We're walking onto the plane. And this guy is as humble gets. And you know, his attitude is, this isn't my plane. This is your plane. And everything that he stands for. You listen to, who watched the debate last night? That debate, you know, it was inspiring. And I saw Biden get flustered. Did you? I did. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking and I'm listening and I hear what President Trump's been fighting for. And he hasn't been fighting for Washington. He's not from Washington. He's from America. He cares about where we stand on things. He doesn't care where the influence stands on things. He doesn't care where Washington stands on things. He cares where we stand on things. And I look at Joe Biden, 47 years in Washington and has accomplished nothing. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, it's time Joe Biden leaves Washington for good. So I'm thinking, bear with me a minute. And I want to see if we can have a little bit of fun with some social media here. All right? On the count of 3, we're going to start. And I want y'all to chant with me, bye, bye, Biden. You got it? All right, ready? When I say 3, 1, 2, 3. Bye, bye, Biden. Now again. Bye, bye, Biden. Do it again. Bye, bye, Biden. Do it one more time. Bye, bye, Biden. You know, give yourself a round of applause. This guy, he could be doing anything in the world. He really could. But he cares and he fights and he puts us before anything else that takes place. I remember so vividly, it was election night in 2016, and I had a buddy of mine from Bay County who was embedded in the Clinton campaign. And I'm sitting there calling him all night long before the Central Time Zone came in yet. And I'm sitting there calling him. I said, Florida's over. Florida's over. And that time, it was 50-50 in Florida. Central Time Zone had not come in yet. And he says, no, there's still, 250,000 votes left in Miami-Dade County. I said, it's over. It's over. I said, when Panhandle comes in, it's going to be solid red, and Florida's going to carry Donald Trump. And friends, it was lights out. You know what I mean? But this is something that's so important right now. I can't express to you enough. We're going to see, we see the fight that's been taking place where states have been trying to empower, giving everybody a mail-in ballot, whether they ask for it or not. The fraud that's going to take place in this election, unfortunately, is not to our advantage. That's why we have got to perform harder, higher, more ferocious, more passionately. We've got to get every single vote in Northwest Florida to show up because we've got to outdo what Biden is trying to undermine. 47 years, and all he did is collect a paycheck and didn't do a damn thing. It's time for him to go. And it's time we re-elect Donald J. Trump, our president. Now, y'all heard some amazing legislators up here a few minutes ago. And I want to just tell you, I want you to do to them the same thing I expect you to do to me. Hold us accountable. Hold us accountable. Doug Broxson, Alex, Michelle, you're about to have Neil Dunn come up. Neil Dunn's my congressman. And you're about to have Matt Gaetz. And they're all fantastic public servants. But, I just wanted to make sure, we put our name on the ballot. We expect to hear from you. We expect to be held accountable. And last thing I'm going to leave with you, I want you to look around at all of our first responders to help put this event together tonight. We live in the greatest state in the United States because of our first responders. 24/7, 365, they answer the call. They show up, they care, they protect, they serve. God bless you all. Vote Donald Trump.
Please welcome to the stage Congressman Neil Dunn, representing Florida's 2nd Congressional District.
Good evening, Pensacola. And thank you to all of our hosts here, Matt Gaetz, Senator Broxson, Representative Adelaide, all of you from Pensacola. Thank you so much for welcoming the big man. The big man. Northwest Florida is a special place, and the people in Northwest Florida are special. And you know why? Because this is where we won the White House in 2016. And this is where we're going to win it in 2022. 10 short months ago, we had the best economy in living memory. We still have the best in the world, but it's so much worse. We need to get back to where we were. The list of this president's accomplishments in 3 short years is nothing short of incredible. Not only a great economy, but the lowest unemployment since World War II. The lowest unemployment ever for African Americans, Hispanics, women, and youth. And the Tax Cut and Jobs Act repatriated manufacturing to our country. It now makes financial sense to manufacture something in America if you're going to sell it here. That's a change. That's great. Other things he's done. He saved our military from the sequester, the worst thing that happened to them since the Korean War. He saved our military. He loves our military. He loves all of our veterans. I can tell you, I see that from him personally all the time. He has made some of the best peace deals any of us have seen in our lifetime. How about that? Trump. That's great. In 3 short years, he's made trade deals, peace deals. He repaired the economy, brought the manufacturing back. He has done more for our country in 3 years than Joe Biden did in 47. Donald Trump is a champion. He's a champion for all of us. He's been a champion from day one, and he's done it against very hard odds. I want to quote another great Republican who reminds us why it's important for us to have champions like Donald Trump. And that's Ronald Reagan. And you know what he said. You're going to remember these words when I say them. Freedom is never more than 1 generation away from extinction. We do not pass freedom to our children in our bloodstream. We have to fight for it, we have to protect it, and then we can hand it on. If we fail to do this, then we will spend our sunset years telling our grandchildren what it was like once to be in America as free men and women. Donald Trump is our champion. What do we want? 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! And here's Matt Gaetz.
Please welcome to the stage Congressman Matt Gaetz, representing Florida's 1st District.
I told him to give me the night off of Fox News tonight. I love Sean Hannity. I love Laura Ingraham. I love Tucker Carlson. I'm afraid of Judge Jeanine. But I told him tonight I'm going to be with my people in Pensacola, Florida. I'm Matt Gaetz. I'm your congressman. You're my bosses. And I'm Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler's worst nightmare in the House of Representatives. Because we speak the truth. Who watched our president whoop Joe Biden in that debate last night? I hope Joe Biden's got his dental records on file, because that's probably how they're going to have to identify the body after Donald Trump put him through such a beatdown over that 90 minutes in that debate. My fellow Americans, don't you want to open up with Donald Trump, not lock down with basement-dwelling Joe Biden? You know, don't vote away your freedoms. Don't vote away the opportunity for your kids to go to school. Don't vote away the opportunity to go to church. I figure if the Democrats say they can get together to go riot and burn down America, I say we could get together to pray to build America up. Now, in Florida during the Seminole Wars of the 1800s, I don't think Andrew Jackson went around this state as much as I've gone around trying to get Donald Trump elected. And I've told them from the coral reefs of Key West to the attractions of Orlando to the capital city in Tallahassee to the folks we send to the heavens and the Space Coast. If y'all can just keep it close, my district has the highest concentration of active duty military and veterans and patriots, and we will give Donald Trump 4 more years in the White House. We've elected presidents before. We know how to do it. Patriots step up to the challenge, and we will do it yet again. Because you know what, President Obama, this is the place where we do cling to our guns and our Bibles, and the grip is only getting stronger. We love our military and our veterans and our law enforcement and our flag and our anthem. And we love the fact that Donald J. Trump is the President of the United States. He's rescued our economy. He's rebuilt our military, created rising wages, better trade deals. He's ending forever wars and bringing the brave patriots of Northwest Florida back home. And I'm sure glad that we got about 400 miles of wall built on that southern border with Mexico. And as our president reminds us, we don't build walls because we hate the people on the outside. We build walls because we love the people on the inside. We love America so much, we love her enough to vote. We love her enough to speak out on social media and never allow the big tech giants to silence the voice we have for our America First agenda. You see, George Herbert Walker Bush in 1988, when he accepted the Republican nomination for president, said, "I am a quiet man, and I hear the quiet people of this country." Well, I am not a quiet man, but I hear the silent majority getting louder every day, and they will hear all of us on November 3rd. You know, President Trump's gone through the Russia hoax. Then when they got called out for lying on that, they just went to the country next door. And now we see what that's all about. Joe Biden will never stand up to the corruption in the status quo because Joe Biden and his family have benefited from the corruption in the status quo. So we face that, face coronavirus. See, President Trump, he's already taken the Democrats' best shot, but they get to see our best shot on November 3rd when we show up to vote. So don't you let your president down. You see every day how he's got to fight against the lying media, the vicious Democrats, even some of those establishment Republicans. And you got to be thinking in your heart, what can I do to stand with my president, to save my country? Look, we are not in a world where Democrats offer a competing vision for American success. They're okay letting America crumble and burn because they didn't think too much of her at the beginning in the first place. But we do. We will build America up. We will never let anybody tear her down. We will open America up. We will never let anybody burn her down. We are going to show up and vote like crazy in the Florida Panhandle. America is the greatest country that has ever existed in all of human history. Don't you ever let some spoiled celebrity or athlete or socialist politician tell you otherwise. Let's go get them, Northwest Florida. I love you. I love being your congressman. I love this president.
Ready. Everyone's already pumped and ready to hear from President Trump. He should be on his way here soon. I believe he's supposed to be speaking at 7 p.m. tonight. Philip, what did you think?
Well, my biggest takeaway from that is that we see Republican leaders here in the panhandle of the state who are already elected. So that gives me confidence in the people who are electing the president, that they too will elect him. We heard one of the representatives say that this is such an important part of him winning the state. And so if they showed out for them, I think they'll show out for President Trump too. They will show up to the ballot box, they will vote, and they will make sure that they help keep America great and make America great again and keep corruption and influence out of office, and rather things that are putting America first.
Exactly. This exactly right, but it's very important that we hold to this. Again, we have 11 days until the election, and it's very important that we do our part to show support for our president. If you want your freedom, if you like your freedom, if you like the right to practice your religious beliefs, this is someone who is fighting for that right, for us to keep our religious beliefs and without having to worry about other people hating on us, taking our jobs away because they may not like what we believe. This is someone that liberals have been fighting against because he's pointing out the corruption that has been happening, taking place in government, in your city. Your elected officials are the ones in these Democratic-ran towns are the ones who are destroying your cities. They don't care about you. They don't care about the people. They care about themselves. And it's starting to reveal itself. Closer to election day, we're starting to see it firsthand. The lies have been told to us, how these politicians really feel about the American people. And I think it's really sad. Philip, do you have anything else to add to that?
I think the irony in the entire situation is probably what makes me laugh the most, is that for 4 years now, maybe even more, they accused President Trump of being the most corrupt politician to ever go to Washington, D.C. And when I say they, I'm referring to the Democrats. The truth is, though, they're the corrupt ones, and it almost seems as if they were trying to compensate for their corruption. And if they could point the finger enough at President Trump and use the media as their propaganda machine, that eventually they would get people to think that Trump is the corrupt one, when that is not actually the truth. It seems to be that the other side is the corrupt side, and they were trying to point the finger at Trump to make people believe something other than the truth.
Exactly. So it's easy for us, and very clear today for us to see the lies and the manipulation that has been going on. You know, these politicians have been in office prior to President Trump being in office, and what have they done, you know? So now it's time for a change. It's time to keep the good that's happened to America because of our president. It's time to keep that going. Show your support in many ways that you can. We have a lot of rallies to hit. President Trump is very, very busy. In order for us to stay on the road, bringing you all the unfiltered version of his rallies, not what the mainstream media is giving you, we need your support and we need your donations. One of those ways, our sponsors, Disney Coins. Coins made by American people for American people. 10% of the profits that they make go to support conservative organizations. You can find these coins at DISMEcoins.com. They come out with 3 different designs every month. Election day is soon upon us. This is something to keep in your pocket to remember the great times that we lived in. I say, what a time to be alive. What a time to be an American. Why not keep a little reminder on you to, support your president, and again, support others who are supporting him as well. So, Philip, anything else to add? We're seeing, again, I like to point out things that we're seeing in these liberal-ran cities. Black Lives Matter movement, being a Marxist organization, tearing down their cities and not caring about the American people. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I appreciate Representative Gaetz's point when he said that what the Republicans believe in is we believe in building each other up. We believe in reopening our cities. We believe in building up our country. We don't believe in burning it down. And I think a large group in the Democrat Party represents tearing down America, keeping our country closed, and almost suffering. They're making their citizens suffer because of their economic lockdowns and their restrictions and the bureaucracy that they're trying to keep in place. And that is the complete opposite message of what the Republicans want, of what President Trump wants. And that's why this election is so crucial. It's really about building up America or tearing down America. And I think people in the suburbs who didn't vote for Trump last time are going to come out this time. They're going to support President Trump because they want to be safe. President Trump believes in law and order. The suburbs want law and order. The cities want law and order. People are leaving the cities in large groups, in flocks. They are leaving the cities because they want law and order and heading to the suburbs. And President Trump stands for defending your suburbs, stands for law and order. And I think we are going to have an even bigger voter turnout for President Trump this election than we did last time, solely on that point alone.
You're exactly right, Philip. And another thing, this is for the church, per se. This is for the church. You're looking for a sign and wondering if you should vote for him or not. But just look at his policies. Look at what he stands for. It's as clear as day. The left is not looking out for you. The left, they do not care about your religious freedoms. And everything that God is for, they are against. You want to vote for someone who's going to push for God and righteousness to be established in this country. You're not going to vote for someone who's going to make sure that God's name is kept out of the country. You see where prayer was taken out of school. You see all these things, these signs, 10 Commandments being removed from public, from the government buildings because they do not care about God. And you know, everything I say, everything points right back to God. If you want to see law and order, if you want to see peace in your city, if you want to see crime reduced, we as people, we have to start taking on the responsibility for ourselves. We need to come together as a community and fighting for our rights, you know. And so this is what makes America great. Me, you, doesn't matter what color we are American, and we're going to fight. We're going to fight till the end, and you can do your part by supporting him, by voting for him, or by supporting others who support our president. So I know it's maybe hard because, you know, you don't want to have to go through the negative responses that you might have, but at the end of the day, who are the ones that had to stand for righteousness? You know, these people were persecuted, these people will be ostracized, and it's never promised to be an easy road. But Philip, you're exactly right again with seeing everything that's going on. I know our president is doing a great job, and that's why we need to get him 4 more years.
One more fact to add to that, President Trump not only believes in law and order for our country, but for countries all around the world. We've seen in the last month or so the president coming together, creating these peace deals with countries who you would never thought would have come together and wanted peace with each other, law and order with each other. And I think that is a tremendous accomplishment for the Trump administration, and it speaks a lot to the type of person he is, that he can calm the nerves of people, and he can calm the nerves of these world leaders and say, let's be a better world. But he only did that by putting America first. He didn't believe in globalism, but he's making the world a better place, and he's making America a better place, which is really a great winning combination.
And not only that, the fact that he's recognizing Israel and the things that he's doing to bring these people together. Honestly, God promised these people to be restored back to their land, and what we're seeing right now is biblical prophecy being displayed right before our very eyes. But it's very important that you support these people who are supporting the people of God. And I never thought I would see this happen, but he is someone that has been strong, without shadow of a doubt, strong with enforcing that. So even with that, Philip, you have anything to add to that?
I think something funny that we can all take a good laugh at is prior to the 2016 election, the biggest talking point was, if President Trump gets elected, then candidate Trump gets elected, America will be at war like we have never seen before. Well, man, did we prove them wrong. It took a Republican billionaire from New York City who lived in a golden penthouse to create peace around the entire world and really solve a lot of these war issues that we were having. Not only is President Trump creating peace, but he's also pulling our troops out and using the advanced military technology we have to keep America safe. And I really applaud him and his administration for the work that they're doing.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Philip. Well, again, President Trump is due to speak at 7 p.m. He's had a busy schedule, as you all have followed us here at Right Side around and keeping up with him again, and myself. I know that if he can do it, I can do it too. But again, Liz, do you have anything else to add? Any more updates?
Yeah, thank you, Zoe. My phone is working for the moment, so while we have some Wi-Fi, I want to go ahead and read some donations. You're welcome to take a break. It might take a few moments. You've been doing wonderful, and super excited to have Philip here today. You're killing it. Excited to have you as well. So we're Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are panning the crowds now, and our goal is to make this rally seem as though it is as close to you physically being here as possible. Right now, you can see the crowds. It is a smaller venue than we're used to, but the good news on that is that we are so close to President Trump. It looks like we are just about 10 rows of seats behind him is where the media pin is. President Trump is scheduled to begin his remarks here in Pensacola, Florida at 7 p.m. The pre-speakers came on around 5 p.m. today and did a great job of communicating with the audience about what's going on, what's important here for the Panhandle in Pensacola, Florida, as well as getting them excited and amped up, kind of entertaining them before President Trump arrives. President Trump, this will be his second campaign stop of the day. It's a double stop for President Trump today. He had his rally earlier today. That was at 4 p.m. in the Villages, Florida. So it's been a very long day of campaigning for President Trump in that Florida heat, around 80 degrees, high humidity. It really was a beautiful day, but for a 74-year-old man in that beautiful suit he wears, I would imagine it gets pretty exhausting and pretty hot in there. I want to say thank you to those who have donated. For those of you who are wondering, Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to cover these rallies, to go from state to state following President Trump's campaign. And the simple reason why we're doing this is because there is a missing piece of the mainstream media, and that is who is covering these rallies. There's not a consistent alternative source that is at each of these rallies, and that is an issue. This is the sitting president of the United States, as well as one of the best presidents, if not the best, in history of the United States, and he doesn't get the rightful attention he deserves, as well as the credit for the promises that he's made and the promises that he's kept. This is also a historic campaign, so love him or hate him, everyone should be taking notes on how to campaign like the Trump 2020 campaign. These rallies are full, they're exciting, the energy is there, the enthusiasm is there, and that is what's going to secure this election. There are a number of ways you can donate. I'll list those off, and then I'll begin with the shout-outs. So if you're curious about how you can get a shout-out, how you can support Right Side Broadcasting Network, there are a number of ways. The first one, this might be one of the easiest ones for those of you who are watching via YouTube. And if you are, we want to say hi, welcome, thank you for being here, and thank you to everyone joining us via Diamond and Silk's platform. We love you ladies, you're rock stars. We'd love being able to see you light up that stage in North Carolina this week. So if you're watching on the YouTube, make sure you're signed into your account. You can click that $sign in the bottom right-hand corner, and it'll prompt you to donate absolutely any amount. Every single cent helps. Again, we are viewer funded. We occasionally have partners, and we love them. We can't praise them enough. These are incredible companies that we support. However, your donations are what really allow us to continue covering President Trump. On average, it costs between $5,000 to $7,000 to cover each of these rallies when you factor into the transportation, the talent, the equipment, the technology, all of that together. It's very expensive to do this, especially when you don't have a mainstream marketing budget with all your investors and all the advertisements that you get. So it is so imperative that we get these donations in. We're very honest with you guys, always have been pretty transparent. The first rally of the day, it was a noon rally, afternoon rally, and those generally don't bring in as much, but this one was for some reason lower than most of the ones we've had recently. Not sure why. This is the first day since President Trump's kick-butt presidential debate last night, so we want them to know that we support him, and we are going to get to every single rally. So pray for us, pray for our team, pray for support, and we're praying for you guys as well. We're praying for this country. You can donate via the YouTube Super Chat. A second main way to donate. This is great. I really encourage it. It's done through our website. So this takes you through PayPal. We get to keep 90% of those proceeds. Go support us by going to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. We need your help. We are 11 days out, and if we don't get these funds and these donations in, it's going to be nearly impossible to do what our goal is. And our goal is to cover every single President Trump rally. We have 11 rallies in the next 4 days. 11 rallies in the next 4 days. Just so you guys have an idea, what you're seeing at home, I know it looks great. It's actually one man producing it, doing all the travel, doing all the scheduling, hiring the talent. His name's Joe Seals. He's our CEO. RSBN was his idea. It's his baby. We're here to help him and to push this stream forward. So help us help him by going to www.rsbnetwork.com/donate.
Cameron Boudreaux, please meet your mother next to the satellite truck near the entrance. Thank you.
The third way you can donate is by a check. So this is our non-electronic option for those who want to donate. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. So just to reiterate, those three main ways are the YouTube Super Chat, our website, and the check option. Please help us out. We didn't fight this hard. 5 years now. 5 years of covering these rallies, not to secure this election, not to get 4 more years in the White House. The world needs to see this enthusiasm. The silent majority needs to know they are not alone in this fight. They have millions supporting President Trump. These audiences are insane, and we're going to continue painting the crowds because no one else apparently can. And we want to thank you for your support, for getting us to this point, and for getting us through the next 11 days. We also want to say thank you to our partner, Disney Coins. Disney Coins branches off from a precious metals company. They specialize in copper and silver coins. These coins have beautiful designs highlighting different moments from President Trump's administration. There's Melania. There's, of course, President Trump's face. President Trump visiting the DMZ with Kim Jong-un. Conan, the hero dog that killed the terrorists overseas. The red MAGA hat, leftist tears. Back to blue. There's 1 ounce coins, 2 ounce coins, 4 ounce silver bars, copper keychains. There is something at www.disneycoins.com for every single budget, and these will make the most incredible stocking stuffers. Christmas is going to be here before you know it. President Trump's campaign has been historic. And once these run out, there won't be more. So make sure you claim your piece of history. And now, I'm telling you, I don't think in my lifetime, I'll be shocked. And it's actually heartbreaking for me because I don't want to be done with these rallies. I've been doing it for 4 years. This is my life. This is what I've come to know and love. But I doubt there will ever be a candidate like President Trump who works so hard to speak to the people, to bypass the mainstream media, and to be amongst the regular, everyday citizens that are forgotten no more. So check out those coins at www.disneycoins.com/donate. Make sure if you find something you love to use code RSBN at checkout for a percentage off your order. And finally, they're also doing a massive giveaway. So you don't have to spend $1. Isn't that good news? I know, I love it too. I love giveaways. I actually sign up for all of Disney giveaways myself. I'm not ashamed of that. Their giveaways, this one is in honor of the presidential election. So all throughout the month of October and then finishing on November 3rd, get your entries in. The more people that enter to win, the more items will be given away. So he wants to give away thousands of coins at Disney Coins. Shipping and handling will be covered. It is, honestly, it's just free gifts in your hands. It's incredible. They are one of the most generous companies I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And check them out. That's the giveaways tab in the bottom left-hand side of the screen. All right, we've covered some business, so let's get some shout-outs going. We have Mel Gordon, who's a 77-year-old senior who voted for the first time for President Trump. This is my second donation for RSBN. Trump needs to do rallies in California and New York, who have been doing President Trump parades lately. Possible we could flip both to red. RSBN is helping us sweep all 50 states. Great work by RSBN. I hope she said, I hope my donation helps you cover all the remaining rallies before November 3rd. Thank you so much, Mel. I also love your name. That's actually Portuguese for honey, and I think it's similar in Spanish, if not the same. So, absolutely beautiful name. I think it is. And thank you for your support to Right Side. I would love to be able to campaign in California, and if Trump covers a rally in California, I think RSBN knows that I get first dibs. I love that state. Don't love their politics, but I love the state. We have Jin Liu, who said Vietnam boat people for freedom and President Trump. This diversity is incredible. I love to see it already. I mean, just the first two shout-outs. The 77-year-old senior who voted for the first time in their life, and they voted for President Trump. The second one is Vietnam boat people for freedom and President Trump. Charles Tillman left a very long one. I'm going to paraphrase it. Basically, you know what? I'm just going to read it. That's what we do. We don't paraphrase here, right? He said, please, please, please allow your audience to watch Trump interact with crowds and listen to awesome music live at the end of his speeches without interruption and chatter from your host. It's awesome to be able to see him interact with crowds before and especially after speeches and to hear the music at the rally. I love all your hosts and they're excellent pre and post rally, but please wait until President Trump. I understand what you're saying, and friendly reminder before anyone gets upset, what we're doing with this network, we don't own a network like Fox or CNN. They have their own domains to broadcast through. We are using social media platforms that can shut us down at any given moment. Big tech is censoring conservative accounts harder now than ever before, and we have to be very careful with every single thing we post. Of course, we're live, uninterrupted, unedited, no teleprompter, and we thank you for your support. But when it comes to music and copyright claims, YouTube does not play around. They have an algorithm that is constantly going through our videos, waiting for us to make a mistake and to have music slip up through this microphone. If we played YMCA, we would immediately have our stream taken down. And while trust me, we love the YMCA dance. We're out here doing it with President Trump. We're doing it by ourselves on the risers. It's so much fun, but we cannot have that music come through the speakers. We will get this entire video taken down. So it's bittersweet. You win some, you lose some. You're just gonna have to deal with it, because if we play that music, you won't see Trump at all. You won't be able to see these crowds. You won't be able to hear his speeches. This campaign will be virtually non-existent because RSBN won't be getting the hundreds of millions of views to cover it. So trust me, we hate it too. It'd be so much easier for all of us if we could play that music. Elaine Hartman said, our family loves your coverage of President Trump's rallies and appreciates all your hard work and dedication. Laura Bosimonier said, Trump 2020 now more than ever. Jeff Atkins, Nikki Hunter said, California for Trump. Richard Furman, Tina Bruno, Dennis and Zenaida Thomas. Thank you so much. Ivania, Robert Harold, Marvin, Sue and William, Sarah Dunn. I'm going to reload those, see what else we've got flowing in. Looks like we have a lot more. Beth and Mark Melblom said, Liz, Beth and I challenge everyone watching to give at least $5 each for the fun of watching Right Side Broadcasting. Bring us Donald J. Trump live and uncensored. Welcome to the new folks. I'm sure they'll have the time of their lives over the next few days. Thank you so much. Very sweet. I'm excited to have him. I think Philip is a rising star. He's very impressive for 18 years old. Zoe is one of the most beautiful and intellectual women I've ever had the pleasure of working with as well. She's a good friend of mine, so I support your love for my colleagues and I appreciate it. We also have a donation from Cindy Caldwell. Thank you guys for helping us out so far. We're going to continue to do the shout outs and watch these donations roll in. I cannot reiterate enough. I know it's obnoxious, but we have 11 days, you guys. This is the time to fight. We are fighting for the future of this country for generations to come. We're fighting for democracy, and we're fighting for President Trump. We're not afraid to. We're going to do it as hard, and we're going to fight as hard, as long, and as best as we can. So thank you for being on this journey with us. It's our first time doing anything like this. RSBN covered the 2016 election, but there's so much more enthusiasm, energy, and there's so much more writing on this now more than ever. Now that we have seen personally what an incredible president President Trump is, there's just a lot at stake here. We need your help. I'm going to let that drop for a minute. We're going to focus more on this rally, how much fun it is, the excitement, and let's see how close we are. We're 40 minutes shy of President Trump's scheduled time to come and deliver his remarks. Help us share this stream. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, like it, comment. I'm telling you, this big tech censorship is out of control. We need your help now more than ever. So share the stream with all of your friends and family. Make sure you tag us on Instagram and Twitter for retweets and mentions and posts on our stories. We want to blow the internet up. We want to break the internet with President Trump's rallies. And you guys have more power than you know. You have these platforms. This is unprecedented times. Each of you have a voice, and you can help us. You can help President Trump. Retweet Right Side Broadcasting Network and show the world, the crowds that this man can draw in every single day, multiple times a day. Make sure you follow RSBN on Twitter and Instagram as well at RSB Network. My name's Liz Willis. I'm going to toss it back to my coworkers in just a moment. Before I hop off and drink some water really quickly, I ask that you follow me on Twitter and Instagram My Twitter is at LizWillis_. That's LizWillis_. My Instagram is at LizWillis, LizWillis. I am working hard to be more active on social media every single day. RSBN has been a great stepping stool for me to learn how media works and how important and crucial it is. There need to be more people like RSBN who are gathering the information from these campaigns and working to disperse it to as many Americans as possible into the world. People need this information, so we do a really good job of announcing when the rallies are announced, where we'll be, when President Trump is live, situations like that. I'll also be sharing some campaigns and how you can help support local, state, national politicians, President Trump, etc. So stay tuned for all of that. I'm going to ask Philip or Zoe to join me and catch up on what they've been experiencing so far, what they think of Philip's first rally as a working correspondent. And if you have any questions, make sure to message them via the YouTube Super Chat. And welcome back. So I'm going to step aside and let them talk for a moment. Philip, what do you think of your first rally as an RSBN correspondent?
Well, this is great. It's absolutely wonderful. I was just looking at the YouTube chat and see the feedback that we're getting. We're so thankful for every single one of you and the contributions that you make to help RSBN to keep going forward and give people like myself the opportunity to join this network. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you, and I think we're having a great time here. It's a wonderful experience. If any of you know you've been to a Trump rally, it's always a great time. It will never let you down. President Trump will always keep you entertained, and on top of it, keep America great, which is so wonderful. If you want to go ahead and come in, Zoe.
Are exactly right again. Thank you all so much for your support in keeping America great. We have I would say a long way to go, but we have a long way to go in this fight in the conservative movement. Even after the election, we need to do our very best to keep the fight up in this conservative movement. You know, I look at these things that are taking place now in the world, and I see that we really haven't been on our job. We really haven't been taking the time to realize and just keep our eyes open to what's happening around us. Again, with God being taken out of this country and his name being used for bad. Again, I'm hearing orange man bad, hearing about how our president is doing nothing but bad, but what I'm seeing is the good that he is doing and things that have never been done before. So with that, and anyone with common sense, I would say, will see these things and be like, you know, I have to support someone who is standing up for justice in this country, someone who really has the American people in mind and in heart when he's acting. Now, looking at, of course, when we're talking about other nations and the wall and all these other things, yes, America first. We have to take care of our own before we can take care of anybody else. And he's reiterated that time and time again, but he's also shown that he cares not only for the American people, but for everyone else as well. And it's, yes, we want you to come here. We want you to enjoy the blessings of being an American, but there are rules that you have to abide by. There are processes that you have to go through in order to enjoy and reap the benefits of being an American citizen. Again, our president, he is due to speak here in a little bit, 6:27 Central Standard Time right now. Of course, he's had a busy schedule on the road, in the air, and he's doing a great job. I've never seen anything like this before with any other really political candidate. The enthusiasm, the strength that is behind this person, behind our president. He's strong and he is not backing down, and this is the example that we need to see and that we need to continue being the great country that we are. So I'm really happy, I'm really proud of what he's doing, and by the grace of God, he's able to keep going, and being the age that he is, all the energy that he has, it is only by God that he is able to do this. And again, us citizens of America, we have to do our part. We have to speak out. We have to be open and loud about our beliefs and where we stand as united together, the country. So it's really important. It's really important that we come together and we find our roles, we find our place in this, and find our voices. If not, again, our voices, then support those who have a voice. Support those who are out there on the forefront, giving the time that is needed to keep this country going. Now, again, we're seeing what Democrats are doing, how they come over and over and over again, repeatedly telling the lies that they have told in order to slam our president, President Donald Trump. But again, I've never seen a more organized administration with the amount of things that he has done, have it laid out for the people to see for themselves. And again, you may not even know it, but you're sitting under the benefits because of this man being in office right now. So again, you guys, we thank you so much for watching us. We thank you so much for being faithful to Right Side Broadcasting Network. There's no other media outlet that will bring you unfiltered version of what President Trump is doing on the road, again, in the air, wherever he may be. We are here to give you the news and unfiltered again. So we appreciate you all and your support. We all can agree that we appreciate our president and what he has done for us and what he will continue to do, and the future plans that he has as well. So we have to give him 4 more years. We have to get out and vote. We have to do our part. It's imperative. We have 11 more days to go, guys. We may not ever see the changes that we've seen already in the next, 5-6 years. We may never see this again, but it's important for us to get out there and make sure that we are doing something about it. You may not want to take a stance, you may not want to have a neutral approach, but just remember that when you see these things happening and you want to complain and you don't know what to do, you had a chance to do your part in making sure that this country does not fail. And of course, you already know who does not have the country in mind, who's not thinking about America first, and that is liberals. Those are the Democrats. They've proven themselves over and over and over again to be anti-America, anti-God, and of course anti-Trump, and then anti-black, anti-anything that has to do with being a patriot of this country. So, guys, stay strong. Again, it's very fitting. We will keep on fighting to the end. Yes, that is true. We have to keep on fighting to the end. It's a never-ending battle. We're going to go through, again, suffering from hearing negative responses because we show our support for someone who's doing I would say, greater things than any other candidate right now has been doing. So, guys, it's amazing. Philip, where are you with all this as well? Just reiterating some of the great things that our president has done while in office. Looks like I think that's I'm not familiar with the craft, but there's a craft flying over us. Seems like some people are looking at that. It's grabbing the crowd's attention. But what do you have to say with everything going on again and what President Trump has been doing?
Well, thank you so much, Zoe. As you know, we are in the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State, actually my home state. And this place has turned out for President Trump tonight. I mean, from wall to wall outside here, it is packed. There are people who are ready to see the president. And I just want to mention an interesting note. The president won the state by 1.2% over Hillary Clinton in 2016. So while a slim margin for the president, that's why it is so important, if you live in the state of Florida, to go out and vote for President Donald J. Trump. Nothing is promised in politics, nothing is promised in life, and nothing is guaranteed. We have to do our very best to keep working for our president. We are out here, we are fighting, and we need you to do the same as well. Early voting has started. If you want to vote early voting has begun in the state of Florida within the last week, and we believe it is going to be a crucial state for re-securing President Trump's victory. On to another side note, we'll see how the poll numbers, the president was neck and neck with Joe Biden in this state before the presidential debate last night. However, that may have changed some things, and we will see what happens. Now, the polls aren't always the most accurate. We learned that in 2016, and I think we're going to see that again in 2020. The crowd here is energized for the president. I'm looking at the YouTube chat. Why don't you go ahead, drop in there. How do you think the moderator of last night's debate did? And while I see you drop that in there, I will go ahead and I'll talk a little bit about my opinion about last night's debate. I think President Trump was composed so well against former Vice President Joe Biden. He did a tremendous job, and he really hammered home the point that Joe Biden has been in politics at the federal level for 40 plus years and keeps saying that he wants to accomplish all these things, yet why hasn't he done it in the past? And that is the question you need to take with you as you go to the ballot box this November. If you're not sure who you want to vote for, let that be the question that resonates with you. Joe Biden has been in politics for 40 years. Why didn't he do it then? I saw some things in the chat here. I think personally the moderator was very fair to both candidates, even worthy of a remark from the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, where he said that he thought that she was doing a very fine job. Now, don't quote me on that, but she was practically doing a very fine job in moderating the debate, and I think it was much better controlled than the first one and much more fair to both candidates. Even though President Trump was interrupted more than Joe Biden was, we kind of know to expect that by now. But however, overall, the total coverage was a lot more fair, and we will see how that affects the polls going forward. Like I said, they're not always right, but it is sometimes something to laugh at or to cry at for both candidates, and you gotta take it how it is.
Thank you, Philip. And adding to my opinions on the debate last night, our president, I just want to commend him for a great job he did with, really being what people would say presidential. And I heard him today earlier saying, this debate style is pretty popular. So he decided to take that approach, but it's what the people, I would say, it's what they wanted to see. And I think he did a very great job at sticking to the point of the reason why he needs to be reelected, and Sleepy Joe needs to go back to sleep. You see that he's in hibernation right now, and he's not even giving half as much as Trump, as our President Donald Trump is giving to the American people. He doesn't care. He's all about pushing the agenda of the left. He doesn't care about the American people again. He's all about pushing the agenda of the left. You see, how many years he's been in office, and he has not done one thing to really make changes, the changes that he says right now that we need so much. So what is going to make us, see the difference in him, and what is he going to do differently this time? He's already proven himself to not be really fit for this position, for a position of being a servant to the people. He's a selfish person. You see now with his son, the issues that we're having with him, the conspiracy and all the criminal activity that's been taking place, and now all of this is being brought to light to the American people, and you're starting to see this more and more, and you will start to see more things come out of the dark, and it's going to be very real. But again, we have to stay strong, we have to stay together, we have to speak out more than ever. It's a lot of things that are happening, and a lot of things that we may not understand, and a lot of things that we are questioning, but ultimately we do have to place our trust in God. He says not to place our trust in men, because men will ultimately fail you. So, of course, I say every time, all roads point back to God. We have to put our faith in him. We have to put our trust in him. And I really do believe that he has his hand on our president and protecting him and giving him the strength that he has to keep doing the things that he is doing in this country. And it's a really fitting time for this. It's a really fitting time. And it's really important. It's really important that he continues to work. I know that we will probably end up seeing, the new leaders come up, even no matter where the election goes. At the end of the day, I'm sure we're going to see a wave of new leaders rise up and stand up, and it's really exciting. So right now, for President Trump's schedule, he is due to arrive here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, he has had a busy schedule. He's already in Florida earlier today. He's going to be making his way here. again, the crowd has already increased, I think, to probably the fullest that it is going to be. But Philip, come here. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone, and still thank you for staying here with us. 66,000 people on our broadcast. That is tremendous. We are waiting for Air Force One to arrive here with President Donald J. Trump. There's police lights all around. You can see the crowd here. There's helicopters moving in the air. So we are expecting a momentary arrival of the president. He wasn't too far south of here in the Villages, so it will be any second here that we are going to see the President of the United States depart Air Force One and head up to the lectern, which is right behind me, and make his case for why the American people should elect him for 4 more years.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Philip. So one of the ways that you all can support us and support others who are supporting our president, and that's through one of our sponsors, Disney Coins. Disney Coins is made by American people for American people. They come out with 3 different designs every month. These coins are made out of copper, out of silver. They come in various, again, designs that are related to our president and what he's been doing in office. But these would be really great as a gift and as a reminder of a great time that we've been living in during his election period and even after that. But you can go find these coins at dismeycoins.com, DISMECOINS coins.com. 10% of profits will go to support other conservative organizations. So, of course, if you guys want to take a look at those, grab some for your family. Christmas time is coming up. No matter where the election goes, these will go a long way. Again, Disney, DISME coins.com. Show your support. And again, we appreciate you all for everything that you do, sticking right by us. And Philip, thank you so much for being on the road with us, and jumping in, even though it's, I say last minute, but the last couple of days until the election. Thank you so much for being here. Philip, he's wise in his ways, even though he's really young. They're probably, like Liz said, the youngest on the team, but really wise. And this is really, I'm really proud to see people like him active in this conservative movement, speaking out, and it's really good for this generation and the generation to come to be influenced by people like you, people like really all of us. So it's really powerful.
For the parents who are watching, I would encourage you to have a talk, have a conversation with your students, with your children, and really explain to them the case for what we stand for. In education, there is always some form of indoctrination trying to take place, liberal professors, liberal teachers, liberal administrators within our schools. I would encourage you to take the time, talk to them, tell them why it's important and why we believe what we believe. It will go a long way, and make sure they're rooted in what they believe, because for someone like myself who's going off to college, or students who are in high school, there's going to be influences, and especially around times like now where there's a presidential election coming, it's going to be so crucial for them to understand and be informed about why they're choosing the candidate that they are choosing. It has never been more crucial. Have a conversation with them. The conversation will go a long way, and it will last, you hope, for generations, because you tell your children and they'll tell their children's children. So please have that conversation. Make sure that they're informed, and that is really one of the greatest things that you can do on top of voting, is having conversations with people and with others about why you're voting for who you're voting for, and hopefully get them to be like, wow, okay, you're right, we believe that what you're saying is correct, and it is. We are really for the keeping America how it is, returning us to our original beliefs. And those are what made this country so great. And we will continue to do so under the leadership of President Trump. So it is crucial to tell your students, tell your children, tell your family, go out, vote for President Trump, whether it's early voting or it is to vote on Election Day. President Trump, I believe, tomorrow is going to vote in Palm Beach County at the library. We saw a few months ago, Joe Biden and his wife Jill went to vote in person. So the two candidates have gone to vote in person. And if it is safe for you, it's definitely the best way to vote. You feel the gratification of supporting your candidate, going out there, checking the box and putting it into the ballot box. It's really a great feeling. And I will be voting for a president my first time this election season, and it is going to be a great vote for President Donald J. Trump, and I'm super excited. I voted back in July for the congressional races happening in my part of the state, but I will continue to uphold my civic duty and vote for President Trump. So I encourage you, if you're young, if this is your first time voting, take a look at President Trump, why he supports what he does, and how he's going to help keep America great.
Wow, Philip, that's really impressive. Really impressive. But going back to add what you were saying about parents, teaching their kids and educating them on politics and what's going on in this country. My daughter's here with me tonight, and even though she's 3 years old and she may not understand what's going on around her, it's really important for her to see involvement. And even though I still like to say I'm young, even though I'm a mom, but it's important for her to see and have that influence. And I would go back to remembering when I was a little girl, my father used to make me read the Constitution, and we were homeschooled, but he used to make us read these things and understand, just educate us on being an American and what it means to be an American and our history. So it's really important that you establish this in the youth while they're young, so that when they are older, of course, what the Bible says, train your child up in the way that they should go. When they're older, they will not depart from it. Train your kids up in the right way. And these children that you train up, these are our fighters. I mean, these are the defenders of freedom. I mean, this is what makes America so great, is that you're able to do that, and you're able to, even though like in the position you are, you may want to run for office one day, and that's great. I mean, that's wonderful, and that's exactly what we need to do. So, I mean, wherever the future may take us, wherever God may take us after this election, I'm sure that He has great plans. Already, we are seeing, and what we have seen is something that we've never seen before here, and I'm really proud again of our president and Philip, and I'm proud of you as well, Liz, and the team and everybody for what they've done. And I cannot wait to see where we're going to go after November 3rd. But yes, it's very important to get down and vote in person. Very important to get down and vote in person. You see, if Joe Biden, like you said, was able to go and vote in person, then there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. It's completely safe. There's nothing to fear. God has not given you all the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. There's nothing to fear. So get out, do your part, vote. You may not ever have the chance again. And someone like you, your first time voting, and how excited you are to be a part of this was really inspiring. So, guys, elections, 11 more days out. Get out, do your job, vote.
Absolutely. Go ahead and hand it off to the great Liz Willis.
Thank you, guys. Wonderful job by Philip and Zoe. Also, I'm very proud of you guys. I am choosing not to stand with them today because they are both an entire foot taller than me. So I just come on by myself. But wonderful people. They've been a joy to work with. We're going to go in the website donation emails really quick and give some shout outs to those who have donated. We're going to continue to pan the crowd for a second. I am in just a minute going to work on the lighting here for you guys. I know it's not as glamorous as a mainstream media outlet, but we are working on it, work in progress. We kind of do a lot of jobs, like 10 jobs. I do want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in. Last I checked a few moments ago, we had almost 70,000 viewers tonight. This is pre-Trump. This is great. I believe our record stands around 155 concurrent viewers, and something really cool. I was actually just speaking to one of the Fox News correspondents, and he brought it up to me. He said, Rallies Broadcasting is killing it. Because I turned on last week, and I saw, 150,000, something like that. I was like, so people are noticing. Mainstream media is noticing. It's incredible. Joe, that shout out, I really thought you should hear that. It's just really cool to see what we've been able to do with a small group of people out of a very small studio in Auburn, Alabama, and how hard this group works. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Air Force One landing here in Pensacola, Florida. Again, Air Force One. I believe that is the smaller of the two jets he travels on. A little bit dark here. It's a pretty quiet landing as far as the jet engines go. She will be taxiing, and it looks like by the setup, is that the bigger one? It's like, smaller. Sorry, you guys. I have such a hard time differentiating the two. But it looks like she's going to taxi down the runway, take a hard right, and come and park directly behind the stage. We love an Air Force One rally. It makes for such a beautiful backdrop. But President Trump is in the building, so let's get excited. Let's make sure your friends and family are all tuned in. The audience is excited here. They've got their phones out, and the crowd goes as far right as I can see, as far left as I can see, and even behind the risers. Part of me feels bad because those views behind the risers are awful, but people will do anything to be at one of these rallies. I mean, there's lines of people, and these risers go high up, so they literally can't see anything, but they are still standing there waiting for a glimpse of our 45th President of the United States of America. So they are turning around right now, about to land in front. Remember, Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to keep us in business, to keep us going from rally to rally, state to state, and we need your help now more than ever. We have every intention of getting to every single President Trump rally between now and November 3rd. We want to work as hard as we possibly can to support our president and to show the world just how hard our president is working for us. Mainstream media and other news outlets just aren't cutting it. Someone has to step up. You, the American people, have stepped up when it comes to supporting RSBN, and RSBN is stepping up. Look, here she comes, Air Force One, a sight for sore eyes. It really doesn't get old, a beautiful jet. But thank you for those who are considering donating. There are a number of ways you can donate. The first one is the YouTube Super Chat. It's very easy to use. If you're signed in, just click that $sign in the live chat in the bottom right-hand corner. Donate absolutely any amount. Every single cent counts. The second way you can donate is by going to our website. Check out our website at www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. That is a tried, true, and trusted source. Your information is confidential. Your donation means the world to us, and it could make or break our ability to get to one of these rallies. So we appreciate it more than you will ever know, and President Trump appreciates it as well. The third way you can donate is by sending a check. This is our non-electronic form of payment for those who want to donate and don't want their information anywhere on the web. We give that. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. We also love reading those letters that are sent along with the checks sometimes, so don't be afraid to tell us what you think. We are here for it. We're so excited to interact with you guys, and you have made this journey possible. You are the reason we are going to get 4 more years of President Trump in the White House. 4 more years fighting for America and fighting for the forgotten people who, under President Trump's administration, are forgotten no more. I want to take this opportunity while we're waiting for the press to deboard Air Force One to say thank you to our partners over at Disney Coins. Disney Coins has been incredible to work with. I cannot talk enough as I'd like to about how great and honest and patriotic of a company they are. They're a precious metals company specializing in both copper and silver coins. These coins come in 1 ounce coins, 2 ounce coins, there's also 4 ounce silver bars, keychains, you name it, they have it. And these coins all have different designs highlighting different moments of President Trump's administration. There is President Trump, Melania's beautiful face. Also, let's give a shout out to our First Lady. She is the most fashionable and iconic and beautiful First Lady in my lifetime. So shout out to you, Flotus. You deserve so much more credit than you are getting, but I recognize it. I recognize you. You're doing a wonderful job. Disney Coins has a ton of different designs. Check them out. Here at RSBN, we are collecting every single design. We hope you'll collect them with us. Be sure to tag us on Instagram and Twitter for reposts of your beautiful photos. Check all of the designs out, and if you find one you love, make sure to use code RSBN at checkout for a percentage off your order. Also worth noting, they are doing a massive MAGA giveaway in honor of President Trump's re-election for the Trump 2020 presidential election. Click the giveaways tab on the left-hand side of the screen. This is historic. These campaigns are something that we may never see again in our lifetime. Make sure that you get your hands on these coins, items that will last lifetimes, gifts that you can give on to other generations. And if you don't have the money in your budget to buy them right now, although they are very affordable, there's something really for every budget. But I know times are tough. So just enter the giveaway. You have nothing to lose. Use your email address. It is super easy. I'm going to hop into the YouTube super chat really quick just to give some shout outs. So if you have any questions, tag me at Liz Willis. Also, make sure you're following Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are on Twitter and Instagram at RSB Network. The front door of the plane has opened with the presidential seal that is marking where President Trump will deboard Air Force One. The steps are set up, and the next thing we will see will be President Trump entering that doorway and coming down, most likely to God Bless the USA and taking the stage. So we are moments away. Let's see how many people are watching. We have 81,000 watching. Our goal tonight, I'm going to make it right now, 140,000. I want 140,000 people to see what is happening in the Panhandle here in Pensacola, Florida. You guys can help me out. Make sure you share this stream. Looks like on the back of the plane, I don't think we're focused there anymore, but it looks like probably it looks like Kaylee McEnany deboarding. My vision's not as good as the camera is, but it looks like a beautiful blonde in a white dress. And she normally travels with President Trump to these events, so I'm guessing that's her, but we will let you know shortly. I'm going to toss it over to headquarters for a quick announcement, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we are moments away from President Trump live in Pensacola, Florida at another Make America Great Again rally. With Right Side Broadcasting Network, I'm Liz Willis, and I'll be right back. Over to you, Joe.
All right. Thanks, Liz. We appreciate all the hard work that you're doing. That crew is amazing down in Pensacola. We just wrapped up. This is the last rally of a doubleheader today. We were in the Villages earlier. I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow morning, it's a little bit of an early start tomorrow. We have Lumberton,
the governor of the great state of Florida.
Here we go. Let's go to
DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Hello, Pensacola. Had a great debate last night. Who do you think won, Biden or Trump? I couldn't quite hear that. Yes. You know, 4 years ago, ISIS was rampaging the Middle East, Iran was dominating, and Israel was surrounded by hostile folks. And after 4 years of President Trump, ISIS has been decimated. Iran is licking its wounds. And every Arab country, it seems like they're making peace with Israel. Who do you want to be commander-in-chief, Biden or Trump? That's what I thought. You know, a couple days, we are going to be able to see the confirmation of a great new justice to the Supreme Court, Amy Coney Barrett. And she will apply the Constitution as written. She won't legislate from the bench. And the Democrats don't like that. And so they're complaining and they're whining. And what I tell them is, you could have won the election in 16. You didn't. You could have won in 18, and you lost that one, too, in the Senate. So they're going to whine. The media is going to complain. And we are going to get her confirmed. And she will be on the Supreme Court for 40 years. And they don't like it, so Joe Biden, if he gets in, is going to pack the Supreme Court. They don't have the justices they like, so they're just going to create new judgeships on the court and then stuff it with liberal activists on the court. That's not acceptable. Donald Trump has done a great job appointing judges across all parts of the judiciary, and we're not going to let the Democrats pack the court with liberal activists. Who do you trust to put judges on the court, Biden or Trump? That's what I thought. Joe Biden admitted it again last night. If he's elected, he will lock down this country. He doesn't believe kids should be in school. Now in Florida, we have kids in school in every single county. Private school, public school, charter school. But Biden can't do it because he's owned by the unions, lock, stock, and barrel. But I can tell you this, we are not going to let Joe Biden shut our country down. Who do you trust getting the economy back going, Biden or Trump? I didn't quite hear that. Okay. The border. Joe Biden last night, he opposes the border wall. He is weak on border security, and he wants to give the biggest amnesty in the history of the United States. People will come pouring in. If he does it, it'll be even more. Obviously, no sovereignty, no rule of law, and it'll also undercut American workers. We got to put Americans back to work. We don't need cheap foreign labor for Biden and his buddies. So the president is building the wall. It'll be finished soon. He's not going to do an amnesty. Who do you trust on border security and illegal immigration, Biden or Trump? And oh, by the way, in Florida, when I became governor, I didn't understand why we allowed sanctuary cities. So one of the first things we did in my first year was ban sanctuary cities in the state of Florida. We also need a president who's going to stand shoulder to shoulder with the men and women in law enforcement. And Donald Trump has done that. Joe Biden is not supported by a single law enforcement organization, and no wonder. When riots were breaking out across this country in June, Joe Biden was silent. In fact, people on his campaign were raising money to bail the rioters out of jail. Kamala Harris was raising money to bail them out of jail. And you know that if Biden were elected, Kamala would really be running the show, right? I mean, what I saw in that debate was I saw a crisp, sharp, vigorous president against a has-been career politician, corrupt career politician, who spends most of his waking hours locked away in his own basement. Well, if he's locked away in the White House, then you're going to have every left-winger in America running the show while he's sleeping all day. And we can't let that happen. Here's what I know. Donald Trump stood with law enforcement. When we saw the rioters starting across the country in Florida, I called up the National Guard immediately. We said that's not happening here. But we also know that's not enough. And so I'm proud last month to have introduced something that we will pass when the legislature comes back here. The strongest pro-law enforcement, anti-rioting, anti-looting legislation anywhere in the country. Says very simply to cities and counties, if you defund law enforcement, the state is going to defund you. We also say you have a duty to protect people, their property, their livelihoods, and if you don't do that, we're going to hold you accountable and let those citizens hold you accountable for any damages. And we're going to have stronger penalties. You look in Portland, they go out, they break windows, they get arrested, they do a mugshot, and then they're back on the street the next day doing the same stuff. Well, in Florida, you loot, you're going to jail. If you riot, you're going to jail. And if you harm your fellow citizen, particularly our men and women in uniform, you are going to jail. So I feel good about the state of Florida. I think that we've got great momentum, and we've had momentum building for 4 years. You know, 4 years ago, there were 340,000 more registered Democrats than registered Republicans in the state of Florida. Now we have cut that to less than 140,000 difference. We've never been this close in the history of the state of Florida. So we have the ability to get this done. So my questions to you, one, do you pledge to go to the polls and make your voice heard? Do you pledge to support all of our Republican candidates up and down the ballot? Do you pledge to talk to your family and your friends and your neighbors and make sure they go to the polls? And will you do all you can over the next 11 days, in addition to going to the polls, to make sure that we re-elect Donald Trump, the President of the United States? Because here's how I see it. If you step up and you do it, and we do what we say we're going to do, when Election Day comes, all the media is going to be excited. They're going to think that the president's going to lose. They've been trying to get him out of office for 4 years. They have their fake polls saying he's down by 35 points and all this other stuff. And then when Florida starts to come in, they're going to start to get a little nervous. You're going to see tighter margins downstate. You're going to see other places come out. It's going to be pretty close, and then Northwest Florida is going to come, and they are going to deliver. And we are going to be able to call the state of Florida for Donald J. Trump. And all the journalists, CNN, they're going to start to cry. They're not going to understand what is going on. But you will have sent a message, and once Florida's called, the die will be cast, and Donald Trump will be re-elected the president of the United States. Go get it done, Florida. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. God bless. Thank you. I got some hats I'm going to distribute too.
All right, remember everybody, tomorrow morning, Lumberton, North Carolina, the early rally, and then we are going to be in Circleville, Ohio, mid-afternoon rally tomorrow, and then we are headed up north to Waukesha, Wisconsin for the nightcapper tomorrow night with Lilith Vignetzian and Grace Saldana. It's going to be great. Tomorrow is an action-packed day. Sunday, we get around here, it's a day off to only have one rally. We're going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire on Sunday, and then it's going to start getting crazy. This is why I kept telling you guys to prepare yourselves. Buckle up. We got Lidditz, Pennsylvania on Monday, Martinsburg, Pennsylvania on Monday, and then Lansing, Michigan on Tuesday, West Salem, Wisconsin on Tuesday, and Omaha, Nebraska on Tuesday. And it's only going to get crazier. We're in the 2 to 3 a day territory. It's only going to get worse. You're going to start seeing 4 a day, 5 a day. I would not put it past this high energy president to do 6 rallies a day when we get to the last weekend before the election. It's that important. We have to go all in. That's what we're doing here at RSBN. We are going all in to help the president win. You look at what the other networks, none of them are even live until right when the president starts to speak, and most of them are not going to stay with that full speech. So you get clips, you get snippets here and there, but you don't get the full thing. You have seen the national anthem, the speakers, everything, this entire program here at RSBN. That's what we do. We show you the entire thing and let you decide for yourself what to believe, and we don't tell you what to think here at RSBN. So that's why we're important. That's why we exist at this time, is to in a world where the media is so obviously biased, we're just presenting you with the facts, the truth, and letting you hear for yourself and see for yourself what's going on at these events with the crowd sizes, the full context of the speeches. So that's why right now, at this time in history, Right Side Broadcasting exists. We want to be on the right side of history, and we are so small. In fact, we're having a documentary made about us. There's a guy following us around, and when you see, you're going to be so shocked at what we are able to do and the viewers that we're able to get, how we beat mainstream media night in, night out with such few resources. We're working out of such a small office here in the studio, and we have these patriots, these young patriots crisscrossing the country to bring you the truth. It's not easy to do, and that's why we ask for your support. We decided to remain viewer supported and to not take on large investors so that we can control what happens on our own network. So I'll say it one more time, and then I'm going to try something different. We're going to try to see what happens if we play a little YMCA.
Gentlemen,
after
please
this.
welcome the 45th
Enjoy.
President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Hello, Pensacola. Hello, Florida. We love Florida. There's something going on out there. You know, there's a big crowd of people. You know, the other side's getting a little nervous. They're a little bit shaky right now. They're saying, this is worse than 4 years ago, they're saying. It's really great to be with you. These crowds are incredible. These crowds are incredible. These crowds are... I mean, you can't see it from here. There are people on that side that go all the way down, longer than football fields. Way over there. We're also joined by many incredible patriots from the great state of Alabama. We got to say, Alabama. We love Alabama, right? Thank you, Alabama. 11 days from now, we are going to win my home state of Florida, and we are going to win 4 more years in the White House, 4 more great years, 4 more successful years. Last night, the American people saw the contrast between a 5-decade career politician, Sleepy Joe, right? How do you think he did in the debate last night? He was sharp as a tack. Who is fighting only for himself, and a businessman who's fighting for you. I'm just fighting for you. Biden works for big tech, big media. They're his boss. They're his boss. They keep it nice and quiet. He's got a scandal, corrupt politician. They keep it out. They don't want to let any story go, and I have to give great credit to a paper called the New York Post. I got to give him great credit. His big donors, I'd be the greatest of all time at raising money, but I don't want to call up every guy on Wall Street and say, you got to give me $10 million. They'd all give it to me. I would have numbers. I don't need the money last time. We did it with a very small fraction of the money that crooked Hillary used, right? No, but they were saying he raised a lot of money. That means he's making deals. It's so easy. I work only for the American people. I work only for you. Joe Biden uses his public office to enrich himself and his family. I use public office to bring jobs and wealth back to American workers and American families. With your vote, we will continue to slash regulations, lower drug prices, favored nations. You know what I'm doing. The drug companies don't exactly like me too much lately. Big Pharma. You know what? Who cares? I'm doing the right thing. Favored nations. You'll see numbers 50, 60, 70% lower. This is the first time in 52 years last year where drug prices came down. Not much, 1%, but you know what? First time they've ever come down. But now we're going for the big one. We pay the most of any country in the world by far. We're going for favored nations where we pay the lowest price anywhere in the world to matched. We support our police, our great law enforcement, our police. We protect our Second Amendment, which is under siege, but not with me, it's not. We defend our borders, maintain energy independence. Did you hear Joe last night made a big mistake? He made a big mistake. I said, oh, you're against oil. Well, yes, sir, we would like to get it. Oh, I said, thank you. Texas, are you watching? Right? Pennsylvania, are you watching? Ohio, are you watching? And then today they came, well, actually, we're not really against it. We don't know. They didn't know what the hell happened. No, I think he should have lost about 5 or 6 states with that one. That was not good. It was that was the last question. It looked like he made it. It looked like it was going to be okay. He got off the stage, going back to his basement. And then they hit him with the energy question. They hit him with a thing called oil. And he said, no, we want to wean ourselves off by 2025. I think he meant later than that, but he got the dates mixed up. And somehow they didn't like that in Texas and Pennsylvania and a lot of other places. Even you don't like it. You know why you don't like it? Because you like your gasoline at $2 and less a gallon, huh? You ever think that's like, you know what, $2 and less, that's like a big tax cut, of which you've had the biggest in the history of our country, by the way. Then you want to ensure more products are proudly stamped with the phrase, made in the USA. That's what we're doing. We will deliver record prosperity, epic job growth, 11.4 million people over the last few months. It's a record. A safe vaccine that quickly ends this horrible pandemic, and we're rounding the turn. With or without the vaccine, we have the vaccines. They're going to be great. But with or without it, we're rounding the turn. Normal life. That's all we want, fully resuming. We want normal life to fully resume. And that's happening. Don't forget, we had the greatest year in the history of our country last year. And then we got hit with the China plague, right? We got hit with the China plague. We signed a great trade deal with China. In fact, 3 weeks ago, they bought the largest amount of corn, the largest amount of soybeans, beef, everything. Largest deal ever, largest, because they know we're not happy. We're not happy because what they did to us. You know, they stopped it from going into the rest of China, but they didn't stop it from coming out to the world, us, Europe, the rest of the world. 188 countries, the China plague. But we have the most successful year that we've ever had. Next year is going to be more successful than last year. That's where we're headed. Super. I gave the largest tax cut in tax reform in American history, and we will cut taxes again for the middle class even more. By contrast, Sleepy Joe Biden will give you the biggest tax hike in history. He's looking to give you the biggest. Think of it. Does anybody have a 401k? Because you can just throw it right out the window if that happens. This election is a choice between a Trump super recovery and a Biden super depression, because that's what you're going to have. It's a choice between a boom and a lockdown. Did you hear him last night? Oh, I'd lock down the country. We're not locking down anything. We're not going to lock down the country. We've learned about the disease. We understand the disease. We understand the disease. I understand it better than you. I had it. What the hell was that all about, right? Sir, you've tested positive. I said, tested positive for what? But you know, the doctors took great care of me. They were great. Walter Reed and Johns Hopkins. I had more doctors than I ever saw in my life. When you're president, you have a lot of doctors. You're laying down, you got doctors all over the place. Their hands are in every part of your body. And I'm saying, I don't like it. But I wasn't feeling great, and they gave me something that was unbelievable. Next day, I wake up and I say, man, I feel like Superman. Rip it off. Let's go. I got to get back to work for the American people. We got to get back. Right? We got to get back to work for the American people. No, it was great. I mean, we've learned so much about this disease, and young people. Barron, my son, Barron. The doctor said, sir, Barron tested positive. Like about 15 seconds later, he said, sir, he's all cured. He just, I don't know. They're young. They have a very strong immune system. What can I tell you? I said, Barron, I'm jealous. As you've heard from his own mouth last night, Joe Biden will delay the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, close your schools, and shut down our country. We're not doing that. We're having a record comeback. And that's despite the Democrat governors not wanting to open up New York, Michigan. You take a look at, Michigan, we won a court case. They said it was unconstitutional. She really ran a tight ship. The only one that was allowed to do whatever he wanted was her husband. Other than that, very tight ship. But North Carolina should be allowed to open up. Pennsylvania should be allowed to open up. You have these governors, they've gone wild. By the way, on November 4th, they'll say everybody can open up. They're doing this to try and deflate the numbers. But the numbers are so good, it won't matter. It's not going to matter. And you're going to see a number on November 1st. It's GDP, a big deal. And the Atlanta Fed just said they project 35%. This is many times higher than any number in history, like 8%, maybe 9%. 35%, because we're coming back. And the reason we can do this is we set up such a strong foundation for the last 3 years. We're coming back, and we're coming back stronger, and next year will be one of the best economic years we've ever had. But Biden would bury you in regulation, dismantle your police departments, dissolve our borders. You don't have borders, you don't have a country, right? Confiscate your guns. Want to get rid of your Second Amendment? If I'm not here, you don't even have a Second Amendment. You wouldn't have it. Eliminate private health care. 180 million people have incredible private health care. They want to end it. Terminate religious liberty. Destroy the suburbs with regulations where they want to put low-income housing projects into the suburbs. I don't think so. That would be the end of the American dream. And they'll abolish fracking. You saw Joe. He said, there will be no fracking. This is for a year. There will be no fracking. No fracking. He said it like 15 times. Then what happens? He gets lucky, and he wins, because Elizabeth Warren, if she would have left 2 days early, Crazy Bernie would have run, right? But Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, took a lot of votes away, right? So nobody talks about this. But to me, it's very interesting. If she were a true radical left, she should have gotten out before Super Tuesday. Bernie would have gotten more votes. Didn't need many, because she didn't get too many. She didn't do too good. But she got enough. They would have all come from him. He would have won every single state. But I think we like it better this way. What do you think? You like it better? And we had, last 4 years ago, we got a lot of Bernie voters. Bernie, I tell you, Bernie is one guy he doesn't mind losing. He is a guy that doesn't mind losing, because 4 years ago they took advantage of him, and now this time was even worse. It's even worse. But Biden also challenged me to find the tape of him desperately repeating and pledging to ban fracking and fossil fuels. So what happened? He said, I never said that. I never said it. Never. And I said, no, you did say it, right? Everybody heard him say it. We all during the primary. Then, what do they have? 27 people, right? 27. How did we ever emerge? Here we are. Here we are. Together. Here we are. Remember? We had 17. But they had 27. They had a lot of people. They had Mike Bloomberg. He stood up and he wanted to run. He didn't do too good. Pocahontas took him out pretty quickly. One question. One question, there goes $2 billion down the drain. So, Joe, I'm going to grant your request because he said, I did not say that. I didn't. He said it many times, by the way. I don't want to bore you with playing too many of the times. But he said no. Then he gets in. He goes to Pennsylvania, and he learns. Somebody explains that that's a big fracking state. It's a big, very big energy state. 1 million people. And he said, oh, yes, we will allow fracking. This is a man with great heart. We will allow fracking. And then he said he never said what he said for the last year and a half. So let's take a look and see whether or not he said it and what he did once he got to Pennsylvania. Go ahead, put it up. Where is it?
Would there be any place for fossil fuels,
wow, look at that.
coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those. I guarantee you. We're going to end fossil fuel. No more, no new fracking.
I'd gradually move away from fracking.
And I think it's critically important on day one that we end any fossil fuel leases on public lands.
Well, like, what about, say, stopping fracking and stopping pipeline infrastructure and
They want to do the same thing I want to do. They want to phase out fossil fuels, and we're going to phase out fossil fuels.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Now, we have about 15 other ones, but we can't bore you. He said no fracking, then he says fracking. This is not what we need as a president, for a lot of other reasons, too. That's like the least of them. While I'm president, America will remain, for the first time, energy independent. We're energy independent. And we will continue to be the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world. We're #1, bigger than Russia, bigger than Saudi Arabia by a lot. By a lot. By a lot. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination. He has handed control of his party over to socialists, communists, Marxists, left-wing extremists. You see them all summer long running up and down the street in Portland, which we could stop in about 15 minutes. All they have to do is call us. And they're filled with hatred, venom, and rage for our country. If Biden wins, the flag-burning rioters on the streets will be running your federal government. They will decide which businesses can exist and which will be outlawed. That's what they want to do. They will decide which rights you can keep and which will be revoked. They will re-educate your children. They will cancel your culture. Although we're making it very hard on them. You saw the withdrawals. I've made them all over the country. They wanted to re-educate our people. They wanted to disrespect our people. It was racist. It was terrible what they were doing. They'll order you to stay at home while letting rioters and MS-13 killers roam free. You saw that. Stay home. Don't go to church. They don't want you to go to church. But if you want to riot in the middle of a main street, you can do it. You want to riot on Fifth Avenue, there's no problem. Can't go to church, but you can riot. In fact, we usually call these friendly protests because you're not allowed to have political parties, right? Now, in this case, you can, because we're in a place called Florida, and we have a great governor. We have a great governor. Did he say a few words? Did he do a good job? But we don't want to hear from him again, right? No, Ron's doing a great job, thank you. The only one better is his first lady. There's no question about it. Great couple, and he's great. No, but they have in some states where the only thing you can do is protest. In other words, you can't do anything, but if you want to protest. So we call in certain states this, we call it a protest. It's a very friendly protest. It's great people, but we call it a protest, and nobody's ever had crowds like we've had. If you want your children to grow up in a free nation where they can speak their minds, practice their religion, and live by their values, then you must defeat sleepy Joe Biden and the radical left. You have to do it. Reject left-wing fascism and vote for American freedom. Vote for America first, because that's what we're all about, America first. And you know, when other countries come in to see me, I say, I'm sorry, it's America first. You know, they've been our allies. Forget about our enemies. Our enemies, obvious, but our allies have taken tremendous advantage of us on trade, on the military. We protect them for nothing. Not anymore, by the way. You know, in NATO, I said, you got to pay. We get $130 billion a year more from me. They didn't do it for 15 years. It went down. $130 billion, going up to $410 billion. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. My biggest fan of the whole world is the Secretary General Stoltenberg. Secretary General Stoltenberg of NATO. He said, I've never seen anything like it. So they weren't paying. They were delinquent, many of them. 7 were paying. The rest weren't, and now they're paying, and or most of them, or at least they're coming up rapidly. They were delinquent, to use an old word. If you're a moderate Democrat or liberal who knows that your party has gone totally off the rails, you only have to do one thing: join the Republican Party, but more importantly, vote Republican. Stay where you are. And you know, the numbers are coming in extremely strong. I don't want to talk too much about it, because there's a lot of cameras back there. That's a lot of fake news back there. A lot of fake news. But you know what happens? We have the great red wave, and that comes at the end when everybody goes out and votes. Right? But let me just be very nice, because I don't want to go too far with this, because I'm watching all these people. Oh, well, the president maybe isn't doing. We're doing so much better than we were 4 years ago, and we did great. We did. We'll take that. But we're doing, thank you. I feel the same way about you. Sounds like a nice guy. Sounds like a nice man. But the votes are coming in, and we're way ahead of where we're supposed to be. In fact, in some of the states, we're more than even, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be like 80-20 behind, and we're even, and in some cases, we're ahead. And they're saying, what's going on? And they say, like in Texas, a lot of people are showing up. This is great. This could be the end of Trump. Unfortunately, there are people. Okay? They got the sash, they got the hat, they got the whole deal. Now, I think we're going to do very well, you know. Remember that? We had the same thing last time. This time it's even greater. But we had the fake polls. And we have some real polls. We're up 2 in Michigan. That's pretty good, you know. Considering it was decades before somebody won Michigan, we won it last time. Remember that? Donald Trump has won the great state of Michigan. Their heads exploded. Won Michigan. They go, did they just say he won Michigan? That hasn't been done in many, many decades. But we're doing great. We're doing much better than we did last time. In fact, we're leading everywhere. I think we're leading everywhere. I'll tell you what, North Carolina doing great. We think in Pennsylvania doing great. They got to be very careful in Philadelphia. They play games in Philadelphia, and they won't let us watch the count in Philadelphia. Remember, we had a certain Republican running a number of years ago, got almost no votes in Philadelphia. It doesn't work that way. So we're watching Philadelphia. Mark Meadows, we will please watch Philadelphia, Mark Meadows, because I don't like what I'm hearing about Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. I went to school in Philadelphia. I love it. But you know what? I don't like what I see going on in terms of what's gone on over the past and probably what's going on. Think of it. They fought like hell that we can't watch them count the vote. What's wrong with watching? Why can't we have poll watchers? And so we're in court trying to have poll watchers in Philadelphia. But we're doing great in Pennsylvania. Got to watch Philadelphia. We're doing great all over the place. We're doing really good in Iowa. People don't know it, but we're doing great. How could Iowa not go with us when I've given farmers $28 billion? Thank you, China, very much, okay? From China. and ethanol and everything else. No, we're doing great, we're doing great. I mean, we're doing great. But we're really doing tremendous in Florida, so I just want to let you know that. Alabama, by the way, your neighbor in Alabama. Whoa. Alabama. Well, wait, how many people here are from Alabama? Whoa. Whoa. How many people here are from Florida? Alabama has been great. I'm up so much in Alabama, right? And you have a great candidate, the coach. You know, a coach, another great coach. He's won 3 national championships. Urban Meyer, I was talking to him. We're talking about your coach / Senate candidate, which hopefully will be soon. And Urban said, not only is he a great guy, he's a great coach. He's a great coach. And he's going to be a fantastic senator, so that's good. So say hello to him, Alabama. I'm glad I knew about this whole deal in terms of your location. Can you imagine if I didn't call out Alabama for being a great state? Could you imagine? I'd be in big trouble. I'd be in big trouble. No, we're way up in Alabama. Alabama has been good for day one. I'm voting early tomorrow in Florida, and I urge every one of you to do the same. Go and vote. I'm here to vote. We just left the Villages. Did you ever hear of the Villages? Now, those are Trump fans. They get in those golf carts, and they will take on anyone. Nobody messing with them. Thank you. The first thing, crazy Nancy Pelosi and crying Chuck. Have you ever seen Sherman? Every time he wants to put on, he cries. We call him Crying Chuck. But I've known him I've known him so long. I gave him one of his first contributions, maybe his first. Can you believe it? Long time ago. I've known him for a long time. I never saw him cry. He only cries in front of a large crowd. It's an amazing thing. But the first thing that Biden and Crazy Nancy and Crying Chuck, first thing they do, they'll want to pack the Supreme Court of the United States with radical left judges who will eliminate your Second Amendment. Now, by the way, if you're pro-life, they will wipe that out so fast, they'll wipe out every one of your rights. They're going to pack it. They're going to pack your court. They're going to get rid of the filibuster. They're going to do things like you wouldn't believe. They're going to add D.C., so they'll pick up another couple of senators, right? They'll add D.C. and a congressman or two. No, we can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. You know, one of the reasons they say I got elected was because I put out a list of 25 great conservative judges. And a lot of people, they said 22% of the people voted for me. I never believed that, but the fact is, I guess it must be so. But Joe he won't even say whether or not he's going to pack the court. You know why? Because he has no idea. Other people are telling him, Joe, you're going to pack the court. Okay, yes, sir. And Joe, he doesn't know. You know, you could have 16, 18, 19, 20, 21 judges. It's crazy. He's got to give us a list because nobody ever says this. They say you got to say about packing. You can't vote for him if he's going to pack the court. And you can't vote for him unless he gives a list where he swears that he is going to take people only from that list. And it has to be a sane list, not a radical left crazy list. And he's not even, people aren't even talking to him about that. He has no idea who he's going to put on. How about if you had a Supreme Court with radical left judges? We would have an entirely different country. So he's got to give us a list and he's got to talk about it, you know? They didn't want to talk about it last night at the debate. They should have mentioned. How did I do last night, by the way? Okay. You know, when you love your country, it's sort of easy to do. Somebody said, that's it. You know, we had a tremendous number of people watching Super Bowl type numbers, I guess, right? Bigger. Because people like aren't happy with the NFL right now. You know that, right? They're not happy. They're not happy, but hopefully they'll be starting to respect our flag and respect our country. That's starting to happen. Look at basketball. The finals were down 71%. You know why? Because people want respect for our nation, for our flag. The radical Biden-Harris agenda is projected to slash the typical American income by $6,500 over a very short period of time. That's a middle-class nightmare. For the last 47 years, Joe Biden has been outsourcing your jobs, opening your borders, and sacrificing American blood and treasure in endless foreign wars. We're bringing them back. 19 years. We're bringing them all back. They're coming back. Except where we keep the oil. We're keeping some oil. Where we keep the oil, we're leaving a few. In 2016, Florida voted to fire this depraved political establishment. And you elected an outsider as president who is finally putting America first, making America great again. And you've seen over the last 2 weeks, Joe Biden is a corrupt politician, and he's compromised, fully compromised. China is desperate for Biden to win, because if Biden wins, China wins. And if China wins, China will own America. They will own, and they're not playing games. They don't want me to win. Did you see where Russia and Iran are going? Here we go, Russia, Russia, Russia again. You know? How about this, Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff? A perfect watermelon head. He looks just like a watermelon. He goes, I believe that the laptop was conceived and dedicated by Russia. Everyone say, Russia again? Oh, Russia again? No, it's not Russia. DNI, they came out, they said, not Russia. But you know what it is? I call it the laptop from hell, right? There's more stuff in that laptop, and they say that you haven't seen anything yet. This corruption is exactly why I decided to run for president in the first place. One of the reasons. One of the reasons. For years, I watched one betrayal after another as politicians like Joe Biden sold out American workers at every turn, shattering the lives of millions of American families while their families they just raked in millions of dollars. Biden goes to China. The son comes in, takes $1.5 billion to manage. He goes to Ukraine, right? He gets $183,000 a month to sit on a board. Well, he must have vast energy knowledge. No, he doesn't know anything about energy. This young person right in the front row knows more about energy than he does. And then Biden says, we're not giving you $1 billion. We're not giving you the $1 billion unless you get rid of the prosecutor that's investigating this company that my son's on, and unless you get rid of this prosecutor that's looking into my son. And they say, what do you mean? We're not giving you the $1 billion from the United States. And they get rid of the prosecutor. He goes, whoa, let them have the money. And that's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. And there are many other instances. This is corrupt and corruption like nobody's ever seen. So I couldn't sit by and watch that. I couldn't sit by and watch these horrible trade deals that are ripping off America all the time. I couldn't sit back and watch China year after year after year. Hundreds of billions of dollars they made. And we have a much different attitude toward China now, much different. They are coming after me, a lot of people in Washington. By the way, nobody's ever gone through what I've gone through. Nobody. No president's ever gone through this. No president. Anybody else would have gone to a corner, sat down in the corner of a room, put their thumb in their mouth, and say, Mommy, Mommy, take me home, please take me home. Nobody's ever gone through a fake impeachment based on a perfect phone call. The phone call was perfect. Based on a phony statement made by some people. Did you ever see Shifty Schiff get up in front of Congress and imitate my call? Except it had nothing to do with my call. But by that time, they were already, that ship had sailed. But it was great. We went up. People appreciate what we go through. And people now see the corruption in Washington, the corruption in the media, because the media is just as corrupt as anybody on earth. And I would say that big tech is not distinguishing itself. I mean, they're not exactly doing so great in making themselves look legit. How about big tech? They don't want to put something on, they don't put it on. But you know what? Can I tell you what? People are wise to it. They're wise to it. They see what's happening. So they're coming after me because I'm standing up for you. I'm standing up for this country. I'm standing up for the United States of America, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician. That's what you wanted. And if I don't always play by the rules of Washington and the Washington establishment, and by the way, if I did, we would have lost a long time ago. It's because I was elected to fight for you, and I fought harder than any president in the history of this country. Joe Biden spent his entire time in the Senate, long, long days, hours, nights, working to cut your Social Security. You don't know about that. And to cut your Medicare. People don't know about that. He denies it. He denied it last night. He denied it last night. So today, I want to show you a second clip. You know, I'm into clips.
Yeah. You're right here
Take
with
a
me.
look.
Yeah. Have you been on the floor of the Senate?
Wow.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right here with me.
Yeah.
Have you been on the floor of the Senate? You were in the Senate for a few years.
Yeah.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you just to be straight with the American people. I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true or is that not true? No, it's not true.
That is not true? That is not true. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. Everything was on the table. I did not support any of those cuts in Social Security or in veterans.
Whoa. Everything was on the table. All right, you're right. You just said it. Including, in your judgment, cuts to Social Security and veterans.
In order to get the kinds of changes we need on other things related.
Joe,
but we did not cut it.
I know, because people like me helped stop that. All that I would say to the American people, go to YouTube. It's all over the place. Joe said it many, many times. I'm surprised. You know, you can defend it or change your mind on it, but you can't deny the reality.
So when I said last night he tried to cut Social Security, he said he didn't. Just like he said he never talked about fracking. Look at that. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Bernie. I appreciate it, Bernie. Thank you very much. Bernie Sanders, everybody. The great Bernie Sanders. As president, I will always protect your Medicare and I will always protect your Social Security, okay? One of the issues most important to me is taking care of our great, amazing veterans, and we have a lot of them here tonight, right? Under Biden and Obama, our veterans were neglected, mistreated, abused, and left on the secret wastelands. That's what they were. It was just a wasteland. They were on waiting lists forever. Nothing got done. They'd have to wait for doctors for 2 weeks, 4 weeks. The VA's Office of Inspector General found that over 300,000 veterans died under the last administration waiting for care. When I came into office, I signed the VA Accountability Act. More than 11,500 VA workers who are not giving our veterans the kind of care and respect that they deserved, we said, get out, you're fired. Get out. You couldn't fire anybody. They could be sadists, they could be thieves. You couldn't fire anybody. We got it passed. It's called VA accountability. It was a big deal. For 42 years they tried to get it done. We got it done. Then to help veterans get the care they need when they need it, we approved Veterans Choice and we made it permanent, and now 91% approval rating in the VA. It's never happened before. And for our veterans, the days of the deadly wait lists that you had under Joe Biden are over. So thank you to the veterans. Great people. Thank you very much. We also secured record funding for the VA, including $9.6 billion for mental health services in 2020. Every VA medical facility now offers same-day emergency mental health care. We have dramatically expanded telehealth for our nation's veterans, which is a big, great thing. And we even set up a White House VA hotline, which I promised as a candidate, has fielded more than, right now, 460,000 calls. They actually call into the White House, successfully resolving 96% of veterans' concerns and problems. We've also taken strong action to protect our veterans during the global pandemic. When the China virus arrived, we launched the largest mobilization since World War II. Our early and aggressive action saved more than 2 million lives. Remember this. Biden kept saying, oh, we should have acted quicker, except when I closed it down, the ban to China. That was in January. 2 months later, he was saying I shouldn't have done it. It's just nonsense. And by the way, when he did his H1N1, he calls it the opposite, right? The swine flu. It was one of the great, far less lethal, by the way, but it was one of the great catastrophes. Nobody knew what the hell they were doing. They had no clue. We pioneered incredible therapies and reduced the fatality rate 85%. Think of that. And here I am, I'm here. We saved tens of millions of jobs by passing the largest financial rescue package in history, totaling over $3 trillion. We saved so much, and a lot went to this great state. We're fighting to get stimulus checks for American workers. Nancy Pelosi wants to give stimulus checks to illegal aliens. We don't want that. And to large bailout states. She wants to bail out states that are not doing well. Unlike Florida and unlike Alabama, states that are not doing well. I'm working to make the antibody treatment I received available to anybody that needs it free, because it wasn't your fault. We'll have 100 million vaccine doses before the end of the year, and maybe substantially before. And that will help. It's going away anyway. We're rounding that curve. We're rounding that corner. But the vaccine will help it. It'll speed it up. Joe Biden's plan will crush America. My plan will crush the virus. We're going to get back to normal. We just want to be where we were 7 months ago. We will eradicate this pandemic and defeat the scourge from China once and for all. So we're joined today by incredible people. Ron DeSantis, you said hello to, and Casey, you said hello to. But I just want to tell you, you have a great governor, and you have a great, great First Lady. Thank you very much. He is a great governor, I'll tell you that. And Casey is fantastic. So we have a warrior, and he's a good guy, but he loves to fight, and he loves this state. And he loves fighting for Florida, and he loves fighting for our country. And his name is Representative Matt Gaetz. Where is he? Where is he? What a good guy he is. Thank you, Matt. Good. They like you, Matt. And Congressman Neil Dunn, a real warrior. Thank you very much. Thank you, Congressman. You're looking good. You're looking good. Thank you. your state's Chief Financial Officer, Jimmy Patriotic. Jimmy, thank you. Jimmy, how are the finances doing? Okay, I think so. Pretty good in Florida, right? Every time the governor comes, I'll tell you, if something happens, if it rains, like a little rain, sir, could I see you? I say, talk over the phone. No, I have to come up. It's the Panhandle or it's someplace. Sir, could we have 250 million? Why? It rained. Now, when there's a hurricane, then they're talking about the big stuff, right? The billions. But I've come through every single time for this state, right? Every single time, right, Jimmy? And candidate for Alabama's first congressional seat, Jerry Carl. Where's Jerry? You look good, Jerry. Good. How's it going? Good? All right. Well, you have my total endorsement. You know that, so go get him. Go get him. Tonight, I also want to express my love and support for all the families here on the Panhandle who were affected by Hurricane Sally and other recent storms. You've been hit a lot, but we're there. Whenever you get hit, I'm right behind that storm, right behind it, and we take care of it. We take care of it. Last month, I approved a major disaster declaration for the state of Florida, and together we will rebuild the Panhandle stronger than ever before. We're doing it right now, stronger and better. Rebuilt, stronger. We do plenty of others, but I won't tell you about everything because we don't have enough time. I could be here all night about what we're doing for Florida and for Alabama. For decades, our politicians spent trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. But now we are finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops back home to the USA. Enough already, enough. Coming back, a lot of them coming back. They're coming back, our troops. They're coming back fast. We have not only achieved energy independence, we've done it while protecting our pristine environment. The environment's very important. I said last night, we want the cleanest water, we want the cleanest air, we want things. You know, carbon emissions are now at a 35-year low. And we're not in the Paris Accord. We don't feel like spending trillions of dollars and destroying our businesses, okay? How's it doing for Paris? Not so well. I recently signed an order placing a moratorium on offshore drilling right off the coast of Florida. Your governor asked for it. Your two senators. I'll tell you what, Rick Scott, Marco, where's Marco? He's here someplace, and Rick Scott, they asked for it. They all wanted it, and we got it. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history, and we are finishing the wall with nearly 400 miles already built, and this is the wall they wanted. This is the wall the Border Patrol wanted. And we now have just about the safest southern border we've ever had, but we'll be finished very soon with the wall. And by the way, Mexico is paying for the wall, just so you understand. You know, they like to say. And I made one mistake. I should have said, we will never, ever build a wall. Then the Democrats would have said, oh, no, we want a wall. But we got it done. We got it done. That was not easy. That was a tough one. We had that party. Look, we built the military. We did money, coming in for military, everything. But the wall, they didn't want to give us 10 cents. And it's one of the biggest projects that we've ever built in this country. And it is exactly what Border Patrol wanted. I said, how about concrete slab? No, sir, we have to be able to see through it. How about concrete something else? It's much cheaper. No, sir, we need steel, concrete, and rebar. I said, oh, that's great. Thank you very much. Because in every spike, we have concrete, and we have very powerful rebar. But we got it's going to be done very soon. And it has given us, and especially during the pandemic where we really needed it, it's given us the safest border we've had in many, many, many decades. And people can come into our country, and we want them to come into our country, but we want them to come in legally, and we want them to come in through merit. We want people that can help our country. Last night, Joe Biden vowed that his immigration policy will be catch and release. He thinks it's great. You catch a criminal, murderer, rapist, you catch the criminal and you release the criminal into our country. And you say in 4 years you have to be back for a court case, right? But they never came back. We had an argument. It turned out to be right. He said, and then they come back. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't think he had a clue. He said, and then they come back and they go to trial. Isn't it wonderful? No, Congressman, not too wonderful, right? Catch and release, not easy. I ended it because what happened is nobody ever came back. I said last night, only people with an extremely low IQ came back. They didn't come back. Why would they come back? They're free in our country. So we ended that, and we ended plenty of other things like that. In other words, he wants totally open borders, as the Democrats do. And if you have open borders, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. You no longer have a country. It's the most radical immigration proposal in American history, perhaps anywhere in the world. Other countries have borders. We fight for other countries to help them with their border, and then we don't protect our own border. No, it's not working that way. It doesn't work that way anymore. Number one, we're letting other countries fight for their own borders, which is also good. If Joe and Kamala are elected, it will trigger a tsunami of illegal immigration, the likes of which you've never seen. Millions will come from scores of countries all over the world to take advantage of us. No community in the United States will be spared. To serve his donors, Biden last night pledged mass amnesty within the first 100 days. He wants to give mass amnesty. Tens of millions of people. He wants to give priority to illegal aliens. My priority is to American workers and to America's great citizens. The American people will decide this election. It's the most important election we've ever had in this country. And you know, because of what happened 4 years ago, I used to be torn. I said, well, that was so big. It was so important. This is a more important election. More important. And remember again, because I never say it, I don't say it enough, Supreme Court, and judges. We will have approved over 300 judges by the end of my first term, a record. Federal judges, including Court of Appeal judges, and 3 Supreme Court justices. And we'll have, hopefully on Monday, Amy Coney Barrett. Amy Coney Barrett. Hey, she's popular. People love her. She did fantastically. They were trying to hit her. How bad did Kamala look going against Amy? Right? And by the way, Bobby Bowden, you saw that? How good? He beat the plague. He said, I did it because I want to vote for Trump. He's 91. What a great coach he is. Thank you, Bobby. I'm in your territory, Bobby. I want to say thank you very much. No, Bobby Bowden. So he was really a hell of a coach. He won like 340 games. He won 2 national championships. But you know, I didn't really know. But he said no, he had it. He was very ill, and he beat it. And he said the thing that makes me happiest because I want to vote on November 3rd for President Trump. How about that, Bobby Bowden? Thank you, Bobby. Tough guy, great coach. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military, including $1.5 billion in Tyndall Air Force Base right after Hurricane Michael. That was a big deal. That was a deal where your governor came. And your governor wanted me pleased because you know what I was going to do? I had a great idea because it's a very big and it's right on the water. And I said, you know, being a developer, I said, you know, this land, for an airplane, the way we make them today, they go so quick. You can be over this area like in about 2 minutes. What we'll do is we'll sell this to the developers for billions, right? Right on the water, right on the ocean, right? We'll sell it for billions of dollars. You don't need this good a location because it was wiped out. And we'll build inward a little bit. We'll buy some land for 2 cents. And we'll build a new, beautiful airport because it was really wiped out by Michael. I think it was by Michael, right? And your governor didn't like that idea. He wasn't thrilled. I said, "Look, this is a great thing. We can make a fortune." "No, I don't like it." So I said, "All right, the heck with it." I then visited a general and a colonel, and we had all sorts of people, and they all wanted to be there. So we rebuilt it, and now it's thriving again, right? It's thriving again. Yep. Hindle. We killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. They've been looking for him for years. We took out the mass murder of American troops and many other people. Soleimani is dead. Bad guy, bad guy. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. They paid $150 billion for nothing. They then gave $1.8 billion in cash. Cash, $1.8 billion. You ever see what that looks like? I recognized the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. And instead of never-ending wars, we are forging peace in the Middle East. And did you see what happened today, right? Did you see it? Sudan, another country that just came into the deal. Peace, you know what this is? Peace in the Middle East without blood all over the sand. It turns out I'm the candidate of peace. Do you believe it? Everybody said Trump will be in war. Remember, we were going to go into war with North Korea. Whatever happened? We get along. I get along. I get along with him. He's a little different, and that's okay. I guess I am too. But President Obama said the biggest single problem the country has, this is when I first took office, sitting down, the two chairs, yellow chairs, sitting down. The biggest problem. I said, what's the biggest problem? He said, North Korea. And he felt we were going to go to war in North Korea. In the meantime, where's the war, right? Where's the war? And it's just sort of all going to work out, you know? I said, did you ever call him? No. But actually they did. They wanted to meet, and they couldn't get a meeting. And we've met, as you know, and we just, look, I don't say what's going to ultimately happen, but that was 3.5 years ago. And I have a feeling it's going to work out just fine. Biden is a candidate of endless war and needless death. I did more in 47 months than Sleepy Joe Biden did in 47 years. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. A vote for Republicans is a vote for the American dream, not the American nightmare. Look at all those people. Look at all of those people. Someday I'd love to be able to make a speech where there are no cameras. I can just speak and just relax. Take it nice and easy, have a lot of fun. Because if they ever catch you making even the slightest mistake, it's headlines. Headlines all over the world. You know, I said one thing the other day. I said, suburban women, please love me. Please. I beg you. Please. Because you see, suburban women, I have saved suburbia. I've gotten rid of the worst regulation. Thank you. Suburban women. Thank you. No, but I said kiddingly and sarcastically, how suburban women, please love me. Look, I've gotten rid of the worst regulation. It's a terrible thing what they want to do to suburbia. You're going to have crime. You're going to have low-income housing right next to your beautiful house. It's not good. And they said to me in a question from a fake news organization, why are you begging suburban women to love you? I said, I'm really not. You know, these are bad people, okay? These are bad people. But suburban women should love me. I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to them because I'm saving suburbia. And you know, these radical, crazy anarchists, you know, the next thing they hit, they've said that, they'd like to hit suburbia. With me, they're not hitting suburbia. They won't even get close to your house. They won't get close to your community. But with Sleepy Joe, suburbia will be next. You know who he wants to put in charge, overlooking this whole thing? Cory Booker. Cory Booker will be in charge of your regulation. So suburban women, I think you have to love me. But I love you. Over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. And we will end our reliance on China once and for all. It's already started. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement. Do we love our police? Yes? I have the endorsement of almost every police organization in the country, including New York's finest, and they've never done it before. They've never done it before. I have Chicago police, Florida sheriffs, those Florida sheriffs. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them here tonight. Those Florida sheriffs are tough. They know what they're doing. Texas, Oklahoma, everybody. Remember in the other debate I said, which debate did you like more? I thought they were both good. Which did you like more, the first one? Second? Well, there's two ways of doing it, the tough way or the nicer way last night. Two ways of doing it. But I said to him, I said, let me ask you, give me one name of one law enforcement group that endorsed you. He couldn't do it, right? Then I said, say the words, law and order, Joe. Just say the words. I won't do that. Say the words, Joe, law and order. He wouldn't do it, right? He wouldn't do it. So if that's what you want as your president, you're not going to have a country for long, okay? Remember that. We will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, the right to life, and the right to keep and bear arms. We will always stand with the people of Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and their righteous struggle for freedom. We will stand with the people of Colombia. We're working very closely with them in their fight against the narco-terrorists. We will strike down terrorists who threaten our citizens. And we will keep America out of endless foreign wars. And when I said we rebuilt our military, $2.5 trillion, all made in the USA. We have the greatest equipment in the history of any military. We are the pride of the world, in a sense. We are, if you look at Russia, if you look at China, everybody's envious. We have the best rockets and missiles. Our nuclear is now fixed and ready, and hope to God you never have to use it. And the only way you will never have to use it is when you have it, and it's in great shape. Great shape. Hope to God we never have to use it. We have the super duper missiles, I call them, right? The super dupers that go 7 times as fast as the ones we had. They're now called old fashioned, right? We have equipment that nobody's ever had before. No country has ever had what we have. We have the F-35. We have brand new, which is super stealth, right? I asked the pilots, why do they like this plane? Well, sir, the enemy can't see it. I said, that sounds good to me. What do I know? But we have new tankers. We have new everything. We have the greatest new military we've ever had. And you know what? Let's stay out of the wars. But we'll build it up stronger and better. And we will have peace through strength. Now, we have a missile, though. It's hypersonic, it's called. And we have a missile so fast you can't see it. You can't shoot it. You can't do anything with it. And frankly, another group stole our plans during the Obama administration. They also have one. But ours is even faster. Ours is even more powerful. And we have things that nobody can even come close to. So we are the envy of the world in that way. And again, we're never going to use it. Because when you have it, you don't have to use it. When you don't have it, that's when you need it. And that's never going to be our position. It's never going to be our position. We will never let that happen in our country. You know, when I first came in, a general said to me, highly overrated general, I have to be honest with you, highly overrated. He said, sir, we don't have ammunition. I said, no president should ever hear that again. And you know what? No president should ever go through what this president went through in this country. They spied on our campaign and they got caught. It was treason at the highest level. Let's see what happens. but they spied on our campaign and they got caught. No president should ever have to go through that again. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency, already done, further reduce the cost of prescription drugs, that's favored nations, down 80%, 70%. I'll tell you, Big Pharma's not happy with me. And we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. We will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. And NASA is now the preeminent space center in the world by far. And when I took over 4 years ago, it was a mess. It was a mess. A lot of things were. The ISIS caliphate was all over the place. We've destroyed 100% of the ISIS caliphate. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." For years you had a president who apologized to America. What happened? Look, you would have, this was like the apology tour. Remember when he went to all these countries and he would apologize for us, for America. We don't need anybody apologizing for us. But you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great state of Florida. I have gone into battle for you each day over the last 4 years. Hasn't been pleasant in all cases. People say, how the hell do you do it? I do it because I love this country and because we're making changes like nobody has any idea. On Election Day, to continue our movement, I am going to rely on you. Get out and vote. We cannot take a chance. Get out and vote. Vote early. Bring your friends, your family, your neighbors, your co-workers. Even grab your boss and say, come on, boss, you're coming to vote. You got to vote. Most important election we've ever had. I really believe that. Because you have a radical left group that can do very bad things. You look at Venezuela, you look at other countries. This is just a massively large version of that if you have the wrong people in. Together we are going to make history once again. That was history. Remember that 4 years ago? Look at you. I'll bet you do. What an evening that was, right? Donald Trump has won the state of Florida, remember? Donald Trump has won the state of Alabama. Then right up the coast, Georgia we won, and we won North Carolina, South Carolina, Pennsylvania. Right up the coast we went, and then we won Michigan. Louisiana, you're right. We won Louisiana by a lot, right? They love Louisiana. I love Louisiana, too. Talking about helping them with hurricanes, right? I help them a lot. From Tampa to Tallahassee, from Jacksonville to Fort Lauderdale, and from Orlando to right here in Pensacola, we stand on the shoulders of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty and defend our freedom, so important. We inherit the legacy of American heroes who crossed the oceans, blazed the trails, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, dug out the Panama Canal, raised up the great skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and from here in this beautiful, gorgeous state that I love so much, landed our brave American astronauts on the face of the moon. We made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and the best is yet to come. It's coming. But not if you allow somebody to raise your taxes, because they're going to raise your taxes, and that's going to be it. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people, with your help, your devotion, and your drive. We are going to keep on working. We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Florida, we have made America powerful again. We have made America wealthy again, stock market. We have made America strong again, our military. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Florida. Thank you, Alabama. Thank you. Thank you.
The President of the United States wrapping up there in Pensacola, our second rally of the doubleheader tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, early, join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for coverage from Lumberton, North Carolina. Then tomorrow, midday, I think 4:30 Eastern Time, we're going to be in Circleville, Ohio, just outside of Columbus. And then tomorrow night, the nightcap with in Waukesha, Wisconsin. We are going to be so busy. We have 3 tomorrow, 1 Sunday so far, 2 Monday, 3 on Tuesday. It's going to be absolutely crazy and insane. If you like what you see here at RSBN, if you like full coverage of these rallies, we know there were a few little technical issues tonight with the audio, but we have figured that out. It's a codec issue. For those of you technically inclined, it's a codec issue. We'll fix it, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. We're going to be live again in Lumberton at about 9 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow from Lumberton, so tune in. If you want to support us, please consider doing that at rsbnetwork.com/donate. We are a small company from Auburn, Alabama. We're doing our best to take on mainstream media, showing you what they want. We appreciate you and your support more than you know. I'm going to shut up and let you hear a little bit of this. I'm trying to let you at least hear a little bit of this music under. We can't play the full thing because of copyright, so we apologize for that. But Liz Willis, Philip Torino will be back here in just a second. Thank you all for all your support. God bless you. Have a great night. See you in the morning from Lumberton, North Carolina. Enjoy. I can't do this. Bridge, you're going to have to give me the other one.
Welcome back to Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are live here still at the conclusion of President Trump's Make America Great Again rally in Pensacola, Florida. He has just wrapped up his speech. He was brought on by Florida Governor who opened the speech for him today, and then President Trump brought the crowd to a grand finale with YMCA. He just walked off dancing. What did you think of tonight's rally?
I think tonight was absolutely fantastic. President Trump delivered his message to the state of Florida and to the American people as to why he needs to be reelected for 4 more years of a Trump administration, and I do believe we're going to see it because the energy in this crowd tonight was just absolutely off the charts.
Thank you. We had great turnouts at both of President Trump's rallies. He started at the Villages at 4 p.m. His speech began here around 7 p.m. So a big day of campaigning for the Trump 2020 campaign, and a very successful one at that. We want to say thank you for watching Right Side Broadcasting Network. Don't tune out just yet. We are still alive. We're still here. Still have a lot of excitement behind us. off in just a second. You can also donate via the website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The third way is by sending a check. So this is the non-electronic form of donation. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. I also want to say thank you to Disney Coins. They've been our partners for today's rally. They're absolutely incredible. We cannot praise them enough. They are a precious metals company specializing in silver and copper coins. They come in 1-ounce coins, 2-ounce coins, 4-ounce silver bars, keychains, you name it, they have it, and they want to put it in your hands. So check out all of their designs here at Right Side Broadcast Network. We are collecting all of them. We hope you'll join us. Once you get them, be sure to tag us on Instagram and Twitter so we can repost your photos. And when you find something you love on their website, use code RSBN for a percentage off at checkout. Don't forget they're doing a massive giveaway in honor of the presidential election. So check that out on the left-hand side of the screen under the giveaways tab. Whew. All right, hopefully you guys followed all that. I know it's a lot, but we have to fight. We have 10 days left at this point. 10 days left until the election, and then I'm guessing a few weeks to count those votes. So I don't know if he's going to be campaigning during those few weeks. I don't know what's going to happen. Do you think the rallies are going to cut off on November 2nd?
I certainly hope so. I hope we don't have to go to counting ballots. I think the president's going to win by such a landslide on election night, but we truly don't know, and we will see what happens come November 2nd.
Good analysis. I hope you're right. I hope you're right too. I just don't know. This is crazy what the Dems are willing to do. They're willing to pull any card they possibly can. And we also want to bring up one of our CEO's best friends, Lee, to give a few words. He got to walk around and so you got to really kind of explore this rally, walk around a little bit and see the crowds. Did anything stand out to you at tonight's rally?
Well, I've been to several of these rallies, and there was a lot of people here. There was a lot of enthusiasm. It was just, I'm really proud to be here, and Joe, I want to thank you for allowing me to experience this. This is really amazing to see the President of the United States right out there fly up in Air Force One. It's just super cool. So thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. How would you compare this rally to the midterm rally in Florida in 2018 that we were together at?
I would say that I think there was probably more people here, it's pretty big.
Do you think Florida's going to vote for President Trump again in 2020?
It's interesting you asked me that question because I voted early yesterday. And when I voted, they said they had 4 times more people vote at this time than last time. So that's pretty interesting.
Hopefully that's a good turnout.
Hoping it's a good turnout. That's right.
All right, well, thank you for being here with us, Lee. You can help me wrap up. Don't forget, get your donations in. Right Side Broadcasting Network. Support Disney Coins. They've been incredible to work with. And we have 11 rallies coming up in the next few days. I'm going to list them off before signing off really quick, just so you guys know what to expect. We have North Carolina, Ohio, and Wisconsin tomorrow. So 3 rallies tomorrow. On Sunday, we have Londonderry, New Hampshire. Monday, we have 2 rallies. And on Tuesday, we have 3 rallies. I don't have the cities right now. I'm literally going home and making a master chart, getting everything scheduled. And we'll be posting those to our Twitter, our schedule in just a moment this evening. So make sure you're following us on Twitter at RSB Network. You can follow me as well. I'm on Twitter at Liz Willis, LIZWILLIS with an underscore. God bless you all. I will see you tomorrow, and good night. Ooh, good timing.
All right, one more time. I'll try it again. I want to say good night. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to everybody who joined us today. We're going to get much better as this goes on. Tomorrow we are going to be in 3 different states, 3 different rallies. Pray for us. It's going to get rough out there for us on the road. We're going to be tested like we haven't been tested before. It is going to be absolute craziness, but this is what we were built for, and we were prepared for that. We are prepared because we have been preparing the last 4 years for this moment, and we definitely have been, the China virus shut us down during the summertime, but now we're ready to rock and roll. And I want to thank Lee, my friend Lee, who's there helping out the crew today, and I hope we get to come back to Pensacola in 2022, in 2024, in 2028, in 2032. Thank you again. We're going to leave you with this shot of Air Force One as we sign off, and I'm going to go book travel because we've got 5 more rallies coming up.